In the last 3 years, I have created tutorials for all major website builders, and I helped over 2 million people on my German channel to build their own website. Now I want to do the same good for my English audience. That's why I put all my knowledge into this course here to give you the ultimate guide on how to create your own website. And don't worry, you don't need any coding skills for that to make it happen, because we will be using the website builder of Wix, and this is a drag and drop editor, so every element on the website can be moved around freely and texts and pictures can be replaced quite easily. And the best thing about Wix, you can try it out for free. You will find a partner link down in the description of this video, and it will give you a free trial. And at the same time, you're helping me and my channel to grow. So thank you a lot if you're using my link to sign up for Wix. And now let's jump in and try it out. You will find the link here in the video description on the top, the first one. And if you click on it, it will take you to this page. And here you can sign up with your email, and then you will land on this screen. And here you can choose a password, or you directly sign up with Google or Facebook. You go ahead and do that. And while we wait, maybe you're still unsure if Wix is the right tool for you. I can just tell you what argument convinced me in the end. So Wix is the biggest website builder out there, and therefore we get the most amount of features with Wix. And that's why I used it to build my own website here, julianweber.com. And up to this day, I'm still happy with the choice, and I'll keep running my website on Wix. And regardless of my personal feelings, we can start for free. So there's simply no risk involved in starting out with Wix and seeing if it works for you. So let's go ahead and do that. Just sign up. And once you've signed up, you will land on this screen here. And here you will be greeted by the AI of Wix. I did an extra video for that. Please go ahead and watch this, because I don't want to use it right now because they do a lot of changes to the AI right now because it's so new. And I will just take the classic route, because then we can start building our website step by step. The AI can help you. Feel free to use it. Then we will land on this screen, and here Wix will ask us what type of website we want to build: an online store, a portfolio, a blog. I wanted to build a portfolio website for myself. Then click continue. And this pop-up is greeting us, so we can type in what is the name of our website. I will just build a personal brand, so I will call it Julian Weber, my name. And then you can already start adding apps to your website, like the blog or the online store or the bookings. But we will do this step by step. So I will skip this for now. And now we can continue to the dashboard. This is the dashboard of Wix. I also call it the back end, because this is the area you only see as the admin of the site. So no visitors will ever see this, but you can of course invite your coworkers and they can also come in and make changes to the website. But for now, we can start designing our website up here or here, and then we can click on design site. And now Wix gives you a little dilemma. You can either use the AI to design your site or pick a template. I will go ahead and choose a template because there are over 1,000 different templates and they just proven to work. So I will just use one of those. And now you are inside the library of templates from Wix. The good news is they are all for free. You can use whatever template you like. That's a big difference to other website builders or shop systems like Shopify. There you have free templates and pro templates, which you can purchase. But on Wix, every template is for free. And you have a template for pretty much everything, like businesses, health and wellness, beauty, restaurants, tourism. You have store templates and blog templates if you want to have a travel blog or a personal blog, or for creative persons like me doing YouTube, you have portfolio templates. And you can simply choose your category, or you can search for a template, but I'm sure I want to build a portfolio website. And once I've selected it, then it will show me all the different templates for portfolio websites, for example, for architects, for photographers, or for YouTubers. And I'm pretty happy with this template because it's very classic and very well organized. And then you can preview the template. You can also click around and just scroll through the template. And of course, we can start adding sections and pages later on. It's very easy with Wix, but you should have a good feeling when looking at the template, because then you can just make it your own. And another good news is that Wix also has the templates all optimized for mobile. So you can just switch to mobile here and then take a look on how the template will look like on mobile. But it's cool that from the get-go, you get a very good template for mobile. And then you can simply start editing your site. and then the editor of Wix will open up. Oh yeah, and one thing before we start, you will find the timestamps for the video down in the description of this video, or you can jump around here between the chapters. And yeah, if I talk too slowly, you always have the options here under settings just to increase the speed of the video. Maybe 1.5 will be a good speed, or 1.2.5. Yeah, you can just speed things up. And now let's continue. And before we jump into the editor, we will be greeted by the AI of Wix again. And this AI is just for creating website copy. So you don't have to do anything here, despite just giving it a little bit information of what are you planning to do. For example, a pet care salon in New York. And then the AI will start texting and writing the copy for you. And I will just show you how it works by typing in my prompt. And I typed in, "Hey, I'm Julian Weber, a YouTuber making website tutorials and helping people to build their first website." And this helps the AI to understand what your business or your website should be about. And it helps you to generate the site text. So we click on it. So now it's already done. Here you can see it changed the name. "Hey, I'm Julian Weber." And here the text is also changed. But before we dive in, let's take a look at Wix, at the editor. Here on the left is the area where you can add everything. For example, you can add elements, which is a headline or a picture or a video, or you can add a section, which is like a top section and the middle section, and a page or a menu. So of course you don't just have your home page. The website can have a contact page, an about me page, a product page. So this is where you have all the pages. And one really important thing is the site design. We will come to this in a second. And you have the App Market of Wix, where you can add multiple features such as the store, the blog, or a lot more of these kind of extra features to your website. Here on top, you have a top bar where you can switch between the pages. So here you have the home page, and you have your desktop view and your mobile view. Then you have your domain. We will connect this in a bit. And when you do some mistakes, you can undo the things you've done, or you can redo. And here you can save the page, but don't worry too much about it because it will be automatically saved. And you can preview your site before it goes live. And then we can finally publish our site at the end of the course. And before we start editing those sections, you see here are some colors. For example, this green, or the text is the same yellow as the button. And these repeat on your page. And of course, you don't want to jump in and change the colors each time you add a new text or a new button to your page. Therefore, we have these global design settings here. And here you can change it. Wix will give you some options which can look quite funny, but you can browse through if you like any other color better. And if you don't find anything, you can go back and just change the color theme yourself. For example, if you have your own brand colors, maybe your designer from your poster or from your business card already chose a brand color for you, then you can go in and change the color. Just click on the main color, this green here. We want to change that. And either you can just change it here with a drag and drop in a color scale, or you have the hex color code down here. And the hex color code is the same as an RGB or an HSB code, but in web design, mostly you use hex color codes. And this is a hashtag and followed by a couple of numbers. And this is to identify each color. I will just undo all this because I kind of like the colors from the template. Yeah, this is just a heads up because we don't want to change the colors every time we add a new element. Now let's dive in and click here on the zoom button, and then we can zoom in, and I'll make myself a little bit smaller so we can focus on the content. And it's quite easy to change text here. So you can just click on edit text, and then I can type in Julian Weber, and I can also drag the text around. You just have to make sure that you're always between those two lines, because when you're on a mobile screen, if you place the text here, the A and the N won't be displayed anymore. But you've seen how easy it is to change the text. So you can mark it, and then you can change the heading to an H2 or H1, or you can have a different font. But as said, please do that in the site design section. But you can make it also smaller or bigger, change the color, make it bold or italic. So this pretty much works like in Word or PowerPoint. You have all the general things you need, and you can also link the text, but we will come to this when we have a button. Yeah, and down here you have your paragraph. And we want to change that, of course, and give it a little bit more text. Either you type it yourself, or you use the AI tool of Wix. It will help you to generate texts, but I kind of like ChatGPT, so I can always recommend you to get ChatGPT and start this for your copywriting. So I will go ahead and do that. So now I gave it a prompt and now I can copy this text. I do like it a lot, and just put it on my website. I would recommend you to do the same. Just get ChatGPT. It's free or paid versions are available. And then I have this text here. I think it's a little bit small, so I can increase the font size just a little bit so it's better to read. So, hey, I'm Julian Weber. I create easy to follow website tutorials to help you design and build your own website, and so on and so on. So this text is very nice. And now let's go ahead and upload our very own picture. So I can click here on change background, and I can just upload my own image. Just click on upload media, and I can connect to Google Drive, Facebook or Instagram, or I can just drag and drop this from my PC, and now it's uploading. Make sure that the picture is not too big. Wix will optimize this for you, but it's also good if the starting point is in the kilobyte section and not in the megabyte section. Then you can change it, and voila, it's already changed. So let's zoom out how the top part, the welcome part, looks. And this is already customized. So that's me. It's my website. Up here, there's still the name of the actor from the template. So I can just click in and change the text and say Julian Weber. And I will show you in a minute how to create your own logo, but let's go ahead and see the next section. So this is the About Me section, and I need some text. So I go back to ChatGPT and say, okay, make this text a little longer, and it will give me some more text. So I can copy it and again, put it on my website. I just select the text area, click on edit text, and then copy paste my own text. And just put some spaces between here, some line breaks, and now it's already my text. And here also you can move it around, make it a little bit bigger, make the section a little bit bigger just by pulling it down. And here's the next really important content element. This is a button, and we first can change the text on a button. So visit my YouTube channel, and of course a button always needs to link somewhere, so I can link it to my YouTube channel. So I will just grab my URL from my YouTube channel, then I can click on the link sign here and click on web address and paste in my YouTube URL. Before we do that, you can also link to a page on your website. As of now, we don't have any pages on our website, but once we have, for example, a contact page, we can write on the button contact, and then we could link it to our contact page. Or you can have different anchors. I will come to that in a second. This is the effect when you click on the button and it scrolls down on the page. And you can also have a document behind it. So this would be a download button if you have a free step-by-step guide or something, and people can download it. But mostly you will use these two. So either linking to your own website or a different website. Then I can just say, okay, link it to my YouTube channel. And I can decide if someone clicks on a link, either it will open up a new window or it will stay in the current window. I'm fine with a new window, and then I click on it. And now if someone clicks on a button, it will take them to my YouTube channel. We will test this in a second. But before, I want to show you that you have different design options for buttons. So these are the design options which come with the template, and you have some more options down here, but these don't really fit the design of the template, so I would stick to those. But you can also customize them, so you can have a different filling color and you can have a different border, or we can add some shadows. I do like shadows a lot, so you can change the angle of the shadow and make it here and make the distance a little bit bigger so you can see it, and also the size. And we can move it around and change the angle. So I like this part, and then I can move it a little bit down. And so people really get the idea that you can click on it. And the cool part about every button, it has two stages. So you have the regular, which is the state when someone is on your site and sees the button. But when they hover over it with the mouse, it will change to green and text in yellow. And you can change that. I will show you what I mean by just clicking here on the preview, because this will bring us to a preview of our website, to this About Me section. And here you can see the button. And once I move over this with my mouse, it will change the state of the button. And then when I click it, it will directly bring me to my YouTube channel. So that's pretty cool. We have already changed text, headlines, and images. and buttons and multiple sections. And of course, we will repeat this throughout this course. So don't worry if you didn't get everything. So let's continue to have a look at the different sections. Here is another section, and it's quite cool because here we have a video, and we do want to change this now. So I will go to my YouTube channel, and then I will just grab a tutorial, just this Wix website tutorial. I will just copy the URL, and then I go back to the website and then click on Manage Video. Then it will bring me back to the dashboard. And here I can add either my own video and upload it to the Wix server, or I can just link it from YouTube or different services and add it. And now it's added to my library. And then I can go back and click on settings of the video and then on videos and choose this video of mine. And now it's added to my website. But now, as you see, it stretches over the whole entire site, and this kind of looks awful. So I will click on layout, and then I click on compact, and now the video is compact. I will just change the text to my tutorial. And yeah, I could add, for example, a button down here again. So I could click on add element. And here you have all the elements which you can add to any sections. You have the headlines, you have normal paragraphs down here, and you can just put a button down here. So I can click on it and then just drag it in and have my own button down here. And I could link this button to Wix, for example, visit wix.com, and then just put a web address here, wix.com. And when someone clicks on the link, then they can directly start with Wix. And if you want to place the button correctly, you see here the pink line will appear, and this will tell you that it's directly in the middle. And yeah, we can just place it here. Let's zoom out for a second and have a look. So I do like this one a lot. I like this one also. So these are great. I don't want to have all these pictures on my website, to be honest. So I can go ahead and just delete this section and click on delete. And if you want to change the order of the sections, so how they stack up, you can always go here and move the section up. And now this section is above the About Me section. But I don't want to do this, so I can just move it down again. Yeah. So let's zoom in again and see what we can do. And this is the point where we want to add a new section to our website. So I can click on Add Section here. Or you can go here and add a section from there and then just drag it in. But I'm pretty sure that I want the section down here. And now I have three options. Either I can choose a design template for the section, or I can ask the AI to generate me a new section, or I can add my own elements as we did with the buttons. So you start dragging in a headline, some images or gallery and some buttons. But let's start with the designed sections because they're pretty cool. So they have a welcome section, about section, a team section, which I like a lot. But let's do a contact section because when we want to build a one-pager, of course, we need the option for our visitors that they can contact us, and just click on it. And then it will directly add the contact form for me down here. You now would go in and change the address, change your phone number. And as I showed you before, really important, when you add your phone number, just copy it and make sure you link it. So you go on phone number and link it and click done. And so when someone clicks on the phone number on mobile, it will directly dial your number. And we do the same with the email. So I will link the email. So when we click on info@mysite.com, it will directly open my Outlook and I can start typing an email for them. Yeah, down here we have a social bar, and so we can set our social media links. You can link your social media here. For example, for me, YouTube is missing, so I can click on add icon and then type in YouTube. And now I just have to make sure that I take the gray one as the other logos look like. So I think this one was the correct one. No, this wasn't. It was black. So let's go back and say YouTube. Yeah, this one. So I can add this in. Then I can delete this one again. And now, again, I would just grab my YouTube URL from my channel. And then here on the right, I can link it up as we did before. Click done. And now when someone clicks on the YouTube icon, it will directly take them to my YouTube channel. And you can do the same with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and just add more as you go. I, for example, don't have Facebook, but I have Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. So I would do that. And then I click done. And if you want to make it a little bit bigger, so you can click on layout and then you can increase the size of the icons. So and the spacing. So I will just make them a little bit bigger so people are tempted to click on them. And then the most important part for a contact section is the contact form. And here you have the option to add a new field. So when you, for example, want to know the email or the phone number from the person contacting you, or the birthday or the company name, you can add that. So for example, if I'm asking for the phone number, I can just click in and it will add me this field here. And then I can move it around. For example, I can move the messaging field down, grab the phone number field again and place it here. It can be quite cumbersome, but you will get the hang of it. So now it's already done. And if I want to make it recommended, I can click on edit field and then I can say it's required, and then you see the small star here, and people won't be able to send you a message without any phone number, so they have to type it in before they send you the message. And we can also change the design of the form, so we have different options here. But I think this one looks perfect, so why make our lives more complicated? I would just keep it as that. And on the form settings, you can do a lot too. So we can, for example, give it a name, contact form on homepage. This will be important later on when someone sends you a message and you want to answer it. It's important to see where the people are coming from. So it's a good habit naming these forms. And you can also change the submit message. Thank you for submitting. We will get back to you ASAP. And when someone sends in the form, they will see this success message. And you can also, when someone did that, you can link them to a different URL, for example, to your shop page. Later on, you can also accept payments through forms. So forms can do a lot for you, not just only contact forms. And we can also have an automation later on and send out some emails. I will show you that, how this works. So when someone sends you a message, you can also email them and be like, okay, we will get back to you in 24 hours. If you have any questions in the meantime, just follow up with us in this email, etc., etc. For now, let's stick with the contact section here. Then we have a very cool map down here. And here you can just easily type in your location. For example, if we are in New York, of course, you would take your real address. But now we are already on the map on New York. And one quick thing, I don't like the gray style here. I want to keep it as in Google. So yeah, you can change the color and the appearance of that. And I do like this one a lot. So let's keep it. And now we can pull it a little bit bigger to see the whole map. So we can enlarge the section and make the map a little bit bigger, move it up a little bit. Yeah, I do like it. Let's zoom out, see how it looks. So, hey, this is Julian, about me, my tutorials, and a contact page. And I think that looks pretty cool already. And now we could go ahead and add more sections. For example, let's try the AI generated section for once. So we can click on it. And now we can choose the section type. So for example, I want to introduce my team to my audience. So I can click on team and say, okay, I have 3 team members, a cutter, a copywriter, and a sound designer maybe. I actually don't have any team members, so I don't know. But let's see what the AI will do with that information, and click generate. Now it's writing some text and adding some images for us. Yeah, it took more than one team member, which is kind of, yeah, whatever. So I will just choose this one and put it in. And now, okay, copywriter, sound design, creative director, marketing director. Okay, for now, I think that's okay. And again, here now you would dive in and change the text, and you can also upload your own images. And one thing I forgot about images, of course, it's perfect if you have your own images, but if you don't, you also have the ability to use the media from Wix. So Wix has its own database of images. And if I, for example, type in portrait here, it will give me a lot of people on different portraits. For example, I can choose this guy and pretend that he would be my copywriter. And then I can change this image. And besides Wix, it also has Shutterstock, which is a paid platform for stock images. So here you can buy these images, but quite nicely, Wix also choose a different platform, which is free, Unsplash. And here you can also type in portrait, and it will give you a couple of different headshots from people. So I can say this guy, for example, is my sound designer. And yeah, so this was Unsplash. You can always go to unsplash.com and browse their own library. So they have a lot more here on Unsplash. And if you don't find any image at all, I can also recommend you pexels.com, because pexels.com also has a lot of different photos and it has videos available. So you can also choose to have a video on your website from them, and they are free and you can use them on your website. And yeah, let's move this section a little bit up because it's a good divider here with the green. So when we scroll down, we have the green here, some gray, some white, and some white again in the contact section. And now the last part is the footer, and the template had the contact part down there, the contact information. I didn't like that because the footer is on every page and I don't want my contact information on every page, and it's quite big and my picture again. So I can just select this strip here. Just make sure that you have strip down here, and then you can just click backspace and it will delete that. And now we can just move this up, this footer section, and edit the text, and you can delete powered by Wix. And later on, we will also put in the data policy and some terms and conditions if you have an online store. But we will get to that in another chapter of this online course. But for now, we will just place it here so we can later on link these two parts to have a data policy here. And now we can make this smaller, the footer, and have the footer down here. And I would say this is already a great homepage. And you would now go ahead and just add the sections you also like. And now let's go back to the header. And this is a quick bonus chapter in this online course. I will show you how to create your own logo. And we will be using canva.com for this. You will find the link down in the description. It's also a partner link, so make sure you click it because it will give you a free trial on the Pro plan. And you do kind of need the Pro plan for what we're going to do, because the Pro plan allows you to remove the background and you have transparent backgrounds. And that's kind of what we need for the logo, because we want our website to shine through the logo. So yeah, just trust me on this one. Use the link down below. It's a partner link, and then click on it and then choose the Canva Pro trial, start the free trial, and then don't forget to cancel after this course. But we need the option to have a transparent background, and it will give you also all the icons we might need. So let's click on it and see how it looks inside. So this is Canva once you've signed up, and I already typed in logo and computer because I'm doing website tutorials. And the deal with Canva is it will give you a lot of different templates you can use for your tutorials. So this is quite nice. You have all these different logos. Just type in whatever website you want to do. For example, if you want to do a yoga logo, then it will give you a lot of different logos for yoga. So, and they look pretty cool. I think this one looks amazing, and you can just make it your own. So let me go back to computer, logo for computer, and to show you how easy it is to edit the logo, I choose this one and then click customize this template. And it will bring me to the editor of Canva. And here you can just select every item and move it around, pretty much as we did in Wix. And then I can make it a little bit smaller. I move this up and change the alignment to left, type in my name, make it a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller so it fits. And then I place this one here, change the alignment, say software tutorials, and delete this one with a backspace. And I also delete the background because I don't need that, even though it's pretty. Move it a little bit down. And now the last part is I need to change the color. So I go back to our website and I will select the text element and then just select the hex color code here. Go back to Canva. And now I can select the text, this one and this one at the same time. Then here, click on add a new color and I can type in a hashtag and add my code. And now I have the same yellow as I have on my website, and I will do the same with the icons. Just select each one, change it to the yellow, change it to the yellow. Now, I don't know if you have noticed, this was a minute or two and I have designed my own logo, and it didn't took me longer than that. So I think that's a very powerful tool. I know people who spend ages on creating their own logo. That's why I want to recommend you this software, because it's pretty cool how quick you can do your own logo. And if you are not too familiar with design and this even seemed too complicated for you, I can also recommend you Fiverr. I will also link down the partner link down in the description. Make sure you click it. And here, this is Fiverr is a platform for logo designers, and you can just type in logo, and here you will find professional designers creating logos for you. And of course, those look a little bit more complex. For example, here, fisherman, and yeah, you can't do that with Canva. This needs some design skills. Yeah, and if you want these kind of logos and a little bit more professional looking logos like this one, you can always hire someone. It starts at, I don't know, 10 to 15 euros here or dollars, and goes up to, I don't know, 300 to 400 euros, depending on the designer you want to get for your logo. Yeah, this is another option, but since we are just starting, I would really recommend you doing it with Canva and go with this one. And later on, if the website is super successful, you can always change your logo again. Yeah, one thing before we download the logo, just duplicate this site, get rid of the text and make your icon bigger, because we need a favicon later. And the fav icon or favicon, I actually don't know how it's pronounced. This is the icon up here. So for example, Canva has a blue circle with a C in it. For my own personal website, I just took a picture of me. But you can see all these icons, and these are called favicons, and I will show you how to add them later. And now we can download the logo. And this is the part where you need the pro version if you want to have it with a transparent background, because here this is premium feature. If you don't have it and you just signed up for free, you can always choose a white background and put it on a white header, or a green background as we have and put it on the green header. But I like to keep this transparent, and then I just select the first thing here and just download this one. And I can go back to our site and go ahead and delete this text here in the header. And now I add an element. I can go an image and upload my own image. And then I just select my logo. So now it's uploading my logo. Yeah, before we add this, because it's squared, I want to crop it. So I can crop this here within Wix directly, which is pretty cool, and click save. And now I can add this to the page and make it a little bit smaller, of course, and then place it here. And maybe I move the menu here and the logo down there and make it a little bit bigger, and place it here and make this part a little bit smaller. And voila, we already have our own logo. So now the homepage is ready and we could publish the website to the web. But before we do that, we of course need to make sure that it looks good on mobile, right? So we click on the mobile icon here to switch to the mobile view. And here you can see, this is the cool part about Wix. It's already created us a mobile version of our site, and we don't really need to change much about it. Let me just go with you through this with you really quick. So for example, I don't like the social bar here at the top, so I can click on it, and then you can also hide elements just on mobile. And then I can move the logo here, and this hamburger icon, I can move that here. This is the menu. When people click on it, they will see all sites on your website. So this is pretty cool that it's already there. And then of course this part, hey, I'm Julian Weber. Maybe I make that a little bit bigger. This text is a little bit too big for mobile, so I can make that smaller. Then you have my image. I do like the about me part. The my tutorial part could use some more space, so I can just make that bigger. Move down the button, move down the video, and move down the headline. So yeah, I think that looks nice. Move this up again. Yeah, this can be a little bit cumbersome, but you get the hang of it quite quickly, and just move everything. I don't think we need the team section on the mobile view, but let's keep it that way. Here, the icons are in the middle. I think they would be better off here. Okay, I can move them there just really quickly. And let's put this also there. Yeah, this looks a little bit broken, so let me fix that really quick. Put down the map, because we changed the size of the map probably. Give this a little bit more space and make it a little bit bigger. Again, this can be cumbersome, but as you see, it can be also quite quickly be done. And then just make this a little bit smaller. And we are all set. I'm happy. So let's go back. And now we designed our own homepage, have this ready for mobile, and we could go ahead and publish it. And let's do that for now. Just click publish. And now Wix will give you a dummy domain. So if we click on visit site, you can see Julian's homepage.wixsite.com/mysite-21. So here you can tell how many tutorials I already made about Wix. But this is pretty cool because we can now take this URL and share it with our family or our colleagues or our partner, and they can go on the website and check everything out. They can click on everything here. They can, I don't know, if you click the button, you will land on the YouTube channel. They can watch the video, which is live, and they can just check for you if everything is spelled correctly. They can also send you a message and play around with the map down here and sign up for your email list. So this is pretty cool. The website is live, but of course we do want to have our own domain. Wix is quite nice because they will give you this for free. You can also add more pages to that, but to make things more professional, of course, we now want to upgrade and connect our own domain. Therefore, we click done, and then you can click on connect your domain. And it will bring you to this page, and here we can type in our own domain wish. So I can just type in julianweber.com, and I know this website is taken. It will tell me that in a second. So here, Julian Weber is taken, it's yours. And then I can transfer the domain if I want, and it will give me some alternatives, for example, julianweber.online and so on. My personal website is also on Wix, as said in the intro, and it's julianweber.com. I choose to have like a personal brand. I can recommend you having a personal brand because when you're name is easy to spell and everyone gets it, then you just have one name, so go for it. And you can try out here what website domains are available. And if you're just starting out, it's also a good idea to ask ChatGPT again. So what makes a good website domain? And it just says choose a relevant name that's easy to spell and easy to type. And I also have the same opinion for the second bullet point here. Go for a .com extension. Keep it short and simple. The shorter, the better. Avoid numbers and special characters, and really think about SEO, including the keywords I just mentioned inside your domain. So let me check which one is available. Julian-Weber.com. Let's see if this is taken. Yeah, it's taken. So for example, julianstutorials.com is available, and then I can click on get it. And it says get the domain for free with the premium plan, and I can click continue. And now you will land on this page, and here we need to upgrade. You see here you have a 14-day money-back guarantee, and you get your custom domain, of course no Wix branding, and 24/7 customer support and care. I always recommend you to start with a light plan because you get your free domain, you have some storage and already 2 collaborators, and you can always upgrade later or downgrade later. Only if you're building your own online store, you need to be able to accept payments and therefore need the basic e-commerce functionality. So if you know you want to have an online store and sell your own products, digital or physical, then you need to upgrade to the store. And you can of course scroll down here, and here you will see all the different features. You will get a lot with the core and light plan. So the business and business elite is really there for growing, and you don't need that from the get-go. Therefore, I would recommend getting either one of these. I will get the core plan because I do want to show you how to connect your own payment methods and have an online store. So I will click this one. And then for me now I will choose monthly because it's just for the tutorial. As said, I have my own website here on Wix, and click continue. And now you can either pay by credit card, so Visa, Master, JCB, American Express, and also PayPal, and then your address, and then you check out. I will do that really quickly. So now it's done. It didn't took more than 2 seconds, and they took my money. Congratulations, your site is premium on the monthly core plan. Now you can get julianstutorial.com and connect your site and click on get it. I will choose the domain for 1 year because I don't need it longer than that, and then click continue. Here you have full protection. I don't need that, so I will just go with the basic. and pay 20 euros for that. So now I bought the domain for you in this tutorial. It's julian-tutorials.com. It's yours, and it can take up to 30 minutes until the domain is connected to my site. We can test that really quickly. So I just type it in here and then click on Julian's. Yeah, as you can see, the site is not online. Back in the days, it could take up 1 day or 48 hours. So this is quite quickly. So this was the first part, how we built our website. And we will, of course, see how we add more pages to our website. I hope you liked this part so far. And as you just saw, I really give it 100%. I bought the plan and I bought a domain for 1 year. And if you haven't done it yet, I would really appreciate it if you use my link down in the description once you decided to move forward with Wix, because this just helps me to make more of these videos. And once you've down there, just leave a comment down there if you have any questions. I will make sure I get to answer all of them and help you out with that. And yeah, now let's dive into the next chapter. So in the next part, we want to learn how we can add new pages to our website. This far, we have our homepage here, but now we want to add more pages. And I prepared a quick slide for you, this one here, to show you what kind of pages you can add to your website. So for example, my website is julianweber.com. This one here, it's in German. Of course, I don't just have the homepage. I also have, for example, an About Me or an About Us page or a team page, and maybe also a contact page with the directions to our office. Of course, you also want to offer something on your website, so you need a service page where you can offer your services. Then, depending on your region where you're based, you also need some legal pages. For example, a privacy policy is pretty important, and also terms and conditions, especially when you have an online store and selling your goods. Then you also need a refund policy, so people understand how they can get a refund. And now we want to see how we can add them in Wix. Therefore, we can open up here pages and menu. And here we see the pages we have already on our site. So the home page and the contact page. I will delete the contact page for now. You can, in your template, browse through the pages and see which one you like. If you like them all, just leave them. And if you dislike certain pages, then you can just go ahead and delete them here. And now we can start fresh. And you can either click here, add a page, or down here, add a menu item and then click on new page. And then it opens up the template gallery of different pages. For example, here you have an about page and templates for service pages or a contact page template. Let's start with the about page. So you can browse through and take a look which one you like the best. If you, for example, just one person, then you can use like a CV here. But I do like this one a lot, like the basic professional one. I can also preview it, but let's go ahead and add it. And now it's directly added, and you can either keep it as about or rename it to About Us or About Me. Click Done. And let's click on the 3 dots here, because here we can go to the settings. And this is quite nice because here you can change every meta information about the page. For example, the page name and how it shows up here in the menu. And here we have the about page. And if you change the name here, it will directly influence how it will be displayed in the menu. And here next is the layout. We typically use the standard layout, but I will also show you the concept of landing pages later on in this part. And maybe in the landing page scenario, you don't want to have a header or a footer, because this keeps the distraction low on the page and people will directly go to the form and type in their email address, and so you can collect the lead instantly. Yeah, next is the permission page. So typically every website is public to everyone, but you can also have a password protected, or as I do it with my online coaching, I have site members, so the people have to buy a plan to have access to certain pages. Next is the SEO basic page, and this is really important when it comes to pages where you present your offer and which should be shown on Google. Here for the about page, it's not too important because we don't really want our about page on Google. However, for every page, we should make sure that it looks nice on Google. This is the about title here. So here you have the title tag, and let's say about Julian tutorials, and I can put in the URL here, julian-tutorials.com. And then you, of course, you need a description. For example, I just put in, I help people to build their own website from scratch. In my YouTube tutorials, I compare the most popular website builder in the world. And so this is how it will be displayed on Google. You have the meta title and you have the meta description, and you also have an URL here, and we don't want to have it like an about -1. So let's keep it at about us. And you can always go to this page, so you can click on it. And since we haven't published the page yet, it's not visible, but we will do that in a second. And one really important last thing we have to do, we go to the social share tab here. And this is how it will be displayed when you share it on LinkedIn or on Facebook or WhatsApp. You have like a small preview picture. And one really cool trick is to just make a screenshot of the homepage and then upload this one. But for now, for the About Us page, I will choose the team picture here, which I used before. So now we have this one in the About Us page, and then we can jump to the About Us page. Now we just want to make this page our own. So you would change the text here and the paragraph and then upload your own images. And I will just go ahead and act as this would be my team. I just search for team and choose this image and click change background. And now this is a very common problem you will encounter. You have the heads cut off here. So therefore we go to change background and then to these 3 dots here. And then we first can crop or extend the picture. So here I will just crop the head space a little bit, click save, and then I will see how it will look on the page. And it's still not perfect. So again, then we can click on settings. And here you can choose the position of the picture, like the focal point. And I will choose this one, and then the whole picture comes down a little bit. It usually takes a few seconds. Yeah, that's perfect. And now I have their faces inside the shot. And now I can pull this down a little bit, make the whole picture a little bit bigger, and then it will rearrange. Et voila. And now they are all in the frame. Yeah, so back to the page. Now we would tell our story here and of course upload our own team pictures. So I would just go ahead and click on the picture, then change image, upload my own. And now I'm not Don Francis, I'm Julian Weber. And then I will just change the title and change my social bar here. We did that in the footer already, so you can upload your own links here and change the icons. If you don't have Facebook, just delete it and choose LinkedIn and, for example, YouTube. Make sure you use the same color so it doesn't look ugly. Then click done. And now I would be on the team already. And you would do the same with your coworkers now. And just in case you don't have 6 people on your team yet, then you can click here on the repeater and then click on manage items. And then you can start deleting them. For example, I would say I have 4 people. And now I still have the problem that it kind of looks broken because the first 3 are in the first row and she is below. So how to change that? We can go here on stretch and then we can say, okay, don't stretch to full width and then they will collapse. And you can also go here on layout, and here you can also choose how are they presented on the page. So you can add more space to them or make it a little bit bigger, let's say 50 pixel, and that's perfect. So I have my team on my About Us page, and here you have some client logos, so you can go ahead and just change them to the logos of your clients. And of course, a perfect section which we can add will be some testimonials from our clients. So if you have some testimonials from your clients, you can just choose one of these strips here and just add it. And then you can even upload your own picture from the client, the testimonial they provided you, and also change the name and the position. And since this is a slider, be aware of this. So you also have to add a testimonial here and another one here. And you can also click on manage slider and you can either duplicate the slide or add like a new slide to it. Or if you just have to, delete one. So this is pretty cool how we can do the About Us page. Another common section you can add would be a gallery. So down here we can click on add section and then we can click on design sections, or let's be smart about this and choose the same headlines as we have up here. So let's duplicate a headline, pull it down. And we also want this yellow thing here. So I duplicate this as well, pull it down, and I will call this our office. Then I make the section a little bit bigger. And now I go back to elements. And here I can go to gallery, and here I can choose like a gallery from the templates. And you can also add an Instagram feed. So if you have an Instagram account for your company, then you can also go to here at related apps and add the Instagram feed, and it will directly pull in the pictures from Instagram, which is pretty cool as well. But I'm happy with a slider gallery or something like this here. So I can choose this one, and now it took the images from the template and therefore we need to change those. Click on manage media, and here I can just go ahead and replace the images and choose some. Of course you would have your own office pictures, but I will go ahead and choose some from Wix. So now I put in like 5 different pictures, click done, and it will replace all pictures. And now we added some impressions of how we work and of our office. And this is good for all people coming to your website. Either it's your clients and they want to see, okay, this is a real company, they have their own office and people dress up every day to get to work. Or it's also interesting for people applying for a job in your company, because then they can also see an impression how it will look like their everyday workplace. So it's really nice to have these images or even videos on the About Us page, so visitors can get a good grasp on how your company looks like. And yeah, I don't know, this would be a perfect About Us page. We can just publish it and then we can view site. And if someone now is on the homepage, oh, I see we didn't link the logo. We will just do that in a second. But if someone clicks on the About Us page, they will land on this page. And here we tell our stories. They can meet the team. And we also tell a little bit about our clients, what they say. And we show our office and how it looks like. And people can use the slider to get a good grasp on how our office life looks in reality. So let's go back to the editor. I just noticed that we didn't link up the logo. My bad. So we can click here, and then of course we need to link our website logo to the homepage, because this is a common behavior. People click on logos and expect to land on the homepage again. So I will publish it again so that the changes are live. And whenever someone clicks on the homepage logo, they will be directly linked to the homepage. So here's the About Us page. The link changes here, and then when they click on the logo, they come back to the homepage. Perfect. So this was the first page we add. So let's go ahead and add one more, and we want to have a contact section or a contact page. We already have this on our homepage down here. So this is the contact section, and we can choose to link a menu item directly to this section. So I can go ahead and click here on pages, and then I click on add menu item. And here I can choose the section where I want to link to. And for example, on this page, I want to link to the contact section, and then click done. And now let's publish this. And if someone is on our site, they will see the contact menu item. And if they click on it, it will directly scroll down to the contact section. So this is pretty cool. So we don't need an extra page for that, because we can use these links. You can also add another menu item. You can use a link. So when I want to link to my YouTube channel, I can just type in the URL and give it a name, and then it will direct them to my YouTube channel away from my website. And for example, if you don't want to have the contact section before the About Us page, then we can just move it down a little bit, and then in the menu it will directly change here. So we have the About Us page first and then the contact section link. You can also make it a submenu, so we can pull this down here, and then it will disappear because it will be displayed in a drop down. So if someone puts the cursor above the About Us link, then the drop down will appear with the contact link. This kind of looks wrong because the drop down has the same color. Let's change that really quick. So we can go here, select the menu, click on design and customize design. And here we can change the colors, the fonts. And we also have different states. So this is the regular state. This is the hover state. So when someone hovers it, and here I want to change this to, let's say, a lighter green. Let's choose a different color and make this a little bit brighter. Click apply, click preview. And now if someone uses the cursor and goes over it, it will look a little bit different. So that's cool. We changed that, and I like this more because it looks more like a drop down. Let's go back to pages and undo this because I don't want to have the contact page below this. And I will also delete the contact section because we want to add a contact page itself. So click on add menu item, then on new page. And here we can go ahead and choose a different contact page. And again, Wix will give us a lot of different templates. And I think this one is nice. Click add page and I keep it at contact, move it below the about us page. And now we don't have a section here, we have our own contact page. And here you can add a little bit more details. And again, add your address, change the form, add your social media links, and add the opening hours and add the directions to your office or to your location. So these are the most basic pages you can have on the website. But now we want to go to a more important page, our service page, where we want to offer our services. And these are a little bit more important because people should actually take action and either contact us or buy something from us. And therefore, we need to work on them a little bit more in detail and especially make them show up on Google. And we do this by using SEO, search engine optimization. And I will show you this in the next part. So we have our about page and our contact page, and now we want to add the service page to offer our services. I quickly want to show you my personal website, which is julianweber.com. And here I also built some service pages. For example, I have this website coaching, and this is the page I've built with Wix. And it takes some time to build all these sections and make it professional with pictures and underlayers here. And I also put in some testimonials on iPhone mock-ups in a vertical video. And I also did some images here in Canva. And I have a newsletter subscription form here and some testimonials, another video, and some content overview, a little about me section, and some FAQ, which is also collapsible. So this is one page I've built with Wix, and here's another page. This is a comparison site for website builders in German. So here's Wix, Ionos, Jimdo, Shopify, and so on. And it's also quite a decent website. So just to give you an idea what you can build with Wix. And let's take a look on how we can achieve this inside Wix and build our own service page. Therefore, we just go on pages again, click on pages and menu, click on add page. And here we have some templates from Wix for services. And now I will go ahead and act if I would be an agency for web design. And my service would be to offer my visitors a web design service. So I would build out their website for them. And I just choose the basic one because we want to add more sections ourselves later on. I add this page. And now let's take a look at the page. So this is just the template, and we would now go ahead and change the headline, put in our paragraph, change the images, and down here people can get a quote and we can contact them later and offer them our services. I will do that really quickly, so bear with me. And after that, I want to show you how we make sure that the site will be displayed on Google and people can find it on Google. So let's start by changing the headline, web design agency, and I asked ChatGPT again to give me some text here so I don't have to come up with everything myself. I will just copy this and place it in here. And on websites, it's always good if you divide the paragraphs so it's readable. I wouldn't show more than 3 sentences in one paragraph. And we have some bullet points here. Let's put some space in between them so people can read it. And of course, you would now go ahead and make this text your own and really dive in and make it persuasive for the visitor that they will buy your web services. And now let's put in some pictures here on how our services works. So I can change the image, go with Unsplash and say, okay, let's say ideation. So let's choose this picture and call this step concept. And of course you would change the paragraph, and the next one would be web design. Let's change the image. And the last one would be promotion. Let's find an image for promotion, social media or Instagram. And we don't want to have too many here. So I will click on manage items and then deselect or delete the 4th one. So we have 3 items here. And I also make this headline a little bit bold so people can read it, and make it a little bit bigger, and maybe use a different font and just use the Roboto bold. And now, of course, we need to change the paragraphs. So now this would be our basic offering. So concept, we will help you to work out the concept for your website. We will build the website for you and host it on our servers. And we will help you to promote your website by creating content for you. So this is always a good practice. If you're offering something, doing like a step-by-step process, it's very comprehensive and people can grasp it in a second and really get an idea what they are up to once they book your business. And down here, they can get a quote. And as we learned earlier with the contact form, you can add more fields. I think a message field would be good. So basic field, and put in a long answer so people can tell us about their project. And if you need anything else, for example, their budget or their current URL, then you can also ask them and add more contact fields here. And yeah, make sure you stay on brand. For example, this headline is black, but we want to use the green from our website so it looks like we know what we're talking about. And change the color here also to green, and maybe make the whole text a little bit bigger, quite small, so people can read it, and also make it the full width of the website. And yeah, you would go ahead and design the website or this page, the service page, however you like. This is just the template we got, and we filled it with some content, and people can get the quote here. And maybe we change the background of this one into white. So we have different backgrounds. We have white, gray, white. Let's zoom out a little bit and take a look. Yeah, so this is a very basic service page. Of course, you can do this way better, but I think you already learned a lot about how to build pages here. So I don't want to dive a lot deeper into that, but I can assure you for this course page, which I did for my own homepage here, for my own offering, I probably needed like 2 to 3 days to really make everything aligned and everything in the colors I want, and also find the right pictures for it. So it takes some time, definitely too long for this tutorial, but yeah, just spend some time here and make the service page a little bit more appealing than what we have here. You can also, quick tip here is not to put too much text here. This really looks kind of awful having so much text here. I can make it a little bit bigger and then just add another section here. I can use a blank one and just add some text, a paragraph, make it bigger, and add my own text and make this headline a little bit bigger. And of course, you should make sure that the text always has the same font size. So this is 25. Let's keep it that way and go here with font size 25. And now to make sure everything is aligned, we can show tools here, and then we can add a ruler, and this allows us to align everything on the side. So for example, my headline starts here and the text starts there. So I can just put it 2 rulers here, and then I can scroll down and I can do the same here. I can just let the headline start here and the bullet points start there. So, and make sure that everything is aligned and fits in quite nicely. Yeah, but of course this would take me now like a full day to make this really look nice, but I think you get the idea. This is how you would start building it out. And just as a pro tip, you have this ruler here which you can show and make every element the right size. And for the service page, I would really do that. I mean, the about page and the contact page, you can go with a template, but for the service page, since it should be convincing and people should book it, it should look quite nice. And therefore, please spend some time there and make it your own. And if you did everything, of course, we want Google to know about our work and that it will index our page and people can find it. And therefore, we need to get into the topic of SEO, search engine optimization. And this is basically an art of its own. I can really spend like 5 days talking about search engine optimization, but I will give you the basic idea of what it is. The first thing we need to make sure is that on pages in the SEO tab, we put in our keywords. Because right now it just says service for and service website in English. So we would really need to change that. But before we do that, we need to find ourselves some keywords and try to rank for those. And therefore you have different keyword tools out there. For example, one which is for free is the tool from Neil Patel. It's called Ubersuggest. Or you can also use the keyword planner from Google inside Google Ads. Or you can get yourself Ahref, which is also a very professional but also pricey tool, or you can get SEMrush, which is also just a tool for finding the right keywords. But if you're starting out, I would suggest you use Ubersuggest because it will give you some queries for free. And for example, I would try to rank for web design agency, and I typed it in here and clicked search for the United States. If you're in a different country, for example, if you're in Japan or Australia, you can just select these countries and search for the search term you want to rank for. But I choose web design agency here in the United States, and it gives me a SEO difficulty score, which is 44, and how much I have to pay for it. It can be quite complicated to rank for a keyword that hard with that much competition, because there will be so many web design agencies trying to rank for it. So you can see it even here. You have 4 different paid ads on Google, so quite a lot. And then there are all the companies like GoDaddy or Fiverr ranking for it. So it might be even impossible for me to rank for this because it's so difficult. But there's a simple trick. You can try to get local. And for example, for web design agency, I can type it in and then I can go in New York, for example. And in New York, there are, of course, not as many agencies as in the entire world or in entire America. Therefore, you can try to rank here. So if my agency is based in New York, I can try to rank for it. And here you already see that these are all company names from New York and all website agencies. So I try to rank for this and just take this keyword and put it on my page here. So I first start by putting it in the title tag, Web Design Agency in New York by Julian Weber. Now in the description, I try to describe our services. We build your website for you. We are a full service. And now try to use the keyword again, web design agency in New York or based in New York. And now do some social proof and worked with over 500 plus customers on their business website. So make sure you put some keywords in there. For example, business website, or we build your website for you, full service web design agency. So these are all keywords people are looking for. And here in the URL Slack, you should also use that and go with web design agency New York. So people can even tell from the URL that you are based in New York. So this is the meta description of your SEO. And of course, again, we should also do the social sharing picture. And here I will just select like an image of a web designer maybe, or maybe just this picture here. And this is critically important because sometimes Google displays pictures also here in the search results, but for this it doesn't do that. But sometimes you might have seen it already, Google places pictures here. So really make sure your most important pages, like your service and offer pages, have this picture so people see it on Google if Google decides to display it. And now we did everything we can on the meta description side, but we should do the same on the page. So this is called on-page SEO. And most importantly, we want to put the main keyword into the headline, and it should be always the H1. So you have different headline styles, H2, H3, but the main keyword should be always in the H1, because then Google knows that this page is about this topic. And now we want to repeat the keyword inside the text. And maybe I just place it here. Our web design agency in New York offers professional web design services. So we placed it here, and maybe down here we place it again so people see the keyword more often. And also Google will recognize that you use the keyword in the headline, in the text, and inside the meta description of your page here in SEO Basics. So this was just a very brief overview. I might get into it a little later in the bonus section on how to promote your site, but this was on-page SEO, how you do it on the page itself, and also how you edit your meta description here for the page. And yeah, get you familiar with tools like Ubersuggest and just type in the keywords of your business and see what it comes up with. As said, the web design agency space is of course very competitive because people in this space are, they just know what they're doing. And that's why the competition is high here, and that's also why the cost per click is high. I hope for your business it's a little easier to rank for certain keywords. Now we have built ourselves these pages, the about page, the contact page, and the service page. And as said, please spend some time on the service page, make it really personal, make it convincing, and use some social proof by showing your testimonials from clients here, so people really understand that you're worth investigating more and spending some more time on your page, and maybe even booking your service in the end. Yeah, one last thing I want to change. I think the menu is a little bit small. So I click on design and then on custom design and then on text, and maybe use different font, just a normal one, and make it a little bit bigger like this so people see it. Yeah, you should always be very careful with font sizes because they're old people or people with disabilities, and you want them to also use your site. So therefore make sure that your text on your website is readable. For example, this one is also too small. Just make it a little bit bigger, maybe 18 pixels. Yeah, just browse through your website and make sure every text size is the same, that every headline has the same color. For example, this one has the same color. It's called Q&A, so quality assurance. Make sure that everything looks nice. And yeah, I don't want to bore you with this right now, but this would be a step you can do right now. Just browse through and make sure everything is readable and displayed in the same font size and in the same colors on your brand colors, which you have chosen here. So after adding all the other pages, like the service page, the about page, and the contact page, we are not done yet because we need some legal pages. And depending on your region, it can be really different what kind of legal pages you need. For example, in the European Union, it's quite difficult. You need a lot of legal compliance, and in the US, it's a little bit less complicated. So I would suggest you either talk to your lawyer, because I'm no lawyer. I can just show you how you can technically implement the texts on your website. But I would first just go to ChatGPT and type in what kind of legal pages do I need in my country. In our example, I will just choose the US because I think most of you are watching from the United States. But for everyone else, just type this into ChatGPT and your own country, and it will give you a good overview of what kind of legal pages you need. And to be absolute certain, you should also talk to a real lawyer who can explain you the details of everything. I think even ChatGPT gives you that here. You might also consult a legal profession to ensure your pages comply with the state-specific laws. But for now, let's keep it simple and work with the stuff ChatGPT gave us. So for the US, we need a privacy policy. I think in pretty much every country, you need a privacy policy, and you need some terms of services. If people are buying something from your website, for example, in an online store, then you also need a refund policy and cookie policy. If we accept cookies, we also need a cookie policy and maybe a copyright notice. And if you are an affiliate like me, you also need an affiliate disclosure. So this gives you a brief overview of what you need. I think privacy policy is the most important one. And there are a couple of services out there which you can use to get a privacy policy. Just type in privacy policy text generator in Google and it will give you a long list of different companies who provide you this service. For example, this one, the first one, free privacy generator. Here you can start generating your own privacy policy for websites, for e-commerce sites, and for apps and software as a service businesses. And of course, they are not entirely free. Mostly you will have to pay a price at some point. I haven't looked this up before, but yeah, something is free. For example, one basic legal compliance, GDPR compliance, and the starter plan starts at $9 or $10. So let's go back to the homepage, click on generate privacy policy. And now I can select websites because I want a privacy policy for websites. And then you would just go through and yeah, for example, American English, and then just go through the servers. It shows you a progress bar. And at the end, it will give you a text which you can use as a privacy policy. I didn't do that here because I don't want to pay for the service right now. But I asked ChatGPT to give me here, can you write me a privacy policy, including the cookie policy? And of course, it did that. So I can just choose this one as the example. But again, talk to a real lawyer. Don't use ChatGPT for this. I just do this for the tutorial. And then I can take this one. And now we need an extra page for that. So I will just add a page here under the page tab and then click add page. And I can just choose a blank page because it doesn't need to be pretty. I call the page privacy policy, click done. And now this page shouldn't appear in the menu on the top. Therefore, I can just hide it from the menu and drag it down to the bottom. And now on the page, I can just add elements, and I will just add a text and a paragraph here. So I can just drag this in. Then I make the text field a little bit bigger on my side. Just expand this and also make the section a little bit bigger. And now click on edit text and put in the privacy policy you just got from ChatGPT. And here, of course, you need to enter the date, and maybe you can also make this a headline and make this a little bit more pleasant to look at. And of course, you need to also type in your business name, your business address, and your contact information. This text is actually from ChatGPT, so I can just delete this one. And yeah, just do some basic editing with it. Just put in some spaces here. And this is how you get yourself a privacy policy. So this would be the privacy policy. Of course, ask a lawyer or use a professional service like this one. Copy the text at the end and then put it onto your privacy policy page. And now we go down here and we want to link this up in the footer so it's visible on every page. Let's call this privacy policy and click on edit. And then we just want to select this part, click on link, and then on page. And now we can go ahead and link up the privacy policy page. Click done, and it's done. So now it's already on the page. Let's publish this one. If we go to the site, scroll down, it might take a few seconds to update. Yeah, now it's here. So we can click on privacy policy, and then we land on our page called privacy policy, and it's there. I will just go ahead and do the same with the terms and condition in ChatGPT. I will just say, please give me a terms and condition page, and it will write me this page. But again, ask a real lawyer for this, and then I can just copy the terms and condition, and I will do this very quickly with you together. Now we can also just duplicate the page because we don't want to redo the whole thing. Click on duplicate and call it terms and conditions. And here, really important, we go to the settings and go to SEO Basics, because we don't want the name in the URL to be copy of privacy policy. We want to be the terms page, and close it. And now we can just replace the text with our terms and conditions, make this a headline again, and then just edit everything again, put some spaces here, and so on and so on. And we also want to link this in the description. Click on terms and conditions, then choose this page, done. And now it's linked up, publish. And now both of these legal pages are linked up in the footer and are online on our page, and people can go here and check those out. And we also need a cookie banner. These are the annoying things which pop up on the website when you visit the website for the very first time. Therefore, we just need to leave the editor. Just go on site on the top, click on exit editor. And now I'm back in the dashboard of Wix. And here we need to go to settings and then on privacy and cookies. And here we can get started with displaying the cookie consent banner. And first we need to toggle this one and say display cookie banner on site. Then you can choose a theme, for example, a light theme or a dark theme. And the button says accepted. And you can also open up the settings and the privacy policy. Maybe we want to add a decline all button. So if people don't want to have cookies placed in their browser, and add cookie settings widget so people can change the cookies which are selected when they're browsing your website. This is the standard text which will be displayed in the pop-up. We use cookies on our website to see how you interact with it. By accepting, you agree to our use of such cookies. You can change that with your lawyer if you want. And here we want to link up our privacy policy. So we just did that. And then you just need to say, I have read and understood the above, and click save and publish. And let's go to our live site. And now we see the cookie banner here at the bottom. You see our privacy policy is linked. You can open up the settings and people can choose which kind of cookies they want to accept. And they can either decline all or accept the cookies. Be aware, if you click accept cookies now, you won't see this banner again because you just have to accept this once as a user of your website. So now the website, the basic website is done. We have our own logo. We have added our services, our About Us page where we present ourselves. our contact page or our contact section, and we made it legally compliant by adding the terms and conditions, the privacy policy, and we added our cookie banner at the bottom of the page, and every new user who appears on our site will see this. So this is pretty cool, and in the next part I will show you the dashboard a little bit more in depth, and then we will talk a little bit about how we can communicate with the visitors of our website, for example with a contact form or with a chat window or via an email campaign. And after that I will show you how to add different apps to our website, such as the online store app or the booking app or the online course app and so on, and how to use those to extend the functionality of your website. But for now, the basic website is done. We have basic pages, we have basic legal pages, a logo, and everything just looks nice and is functional, and you know how to add almost every content element onto your homepage or website. So see you in the next section. So in the last part of this video, we learned how we can edit our website in the front end. And now I want to show you the back end of your website. This is your admin area, so only you and not your visitors can see this. You can also reach the settings here on the top. You have the settings tab and you can do a lot within here, but I want to show you this in the back end and in the dashboard. So you click on site and then we can leave the editor of Wix and go to the dashboard. And we have seen this part at the very beginning of this tutorial. And now we just go briefly over the most important parts. I know it can be a little bit boring, but please stick with me because it's kind of important to know where everything is on your website. So here you start on your home screen and here you have a small analytic dashboard. So you see how many sessions are on your website. So how many people visit your website, the unique visitors. This number can actually be bigger because you have unique visitors, but if the person came yesterday and visits tomorrow, then it's the same person, but it has 2 sessions. So I think a session is always 24 hours. So if someone comes back tomorrow, then you count another session, and that's why these 2 numbers can be different from each other. And you also see your form submissions. So whenever someone contacted you or signs up for a newsletter, you will see them here. And on top, you have the manage your plan option, so you can always upgrade or downgrade between the plans. We selected the core plan. Then you have your domain and you can manage it from here. And of course you can connect a professional email address. For example, mine is contact@julianweber.com. I will show you this in the next part where we talk about Wix communications and how to speak to your visitors. But for now, just to let you know, you can do this here. And we will also edit our business informations. But first, let's start with the top menu. Here on my side, it says Wix Studio because Wix has 2 different editors. It has a normal editor, the Wix editor, which is the one we just used for our website, but it also has a Wix Studio editor, which is here for professional agencies, web developers and designers and freelancers. So people who build websites for a living. And the normal Wix editor, which is also very complex already, is for solopreneurs and bloggers, e-commerce businesses, and just people who want a website. So don't be surprised. For me, it says Wix Studio because I build websites for a living, but for you, it just says Wix. Then you have a drop down for your workspace. So this is me working here on the site. And next to it, you have your drop down for all websites. And this is pretty interesting because you can just create a new site from scratch or with a template. And only if you upgrade, you see the premium here on the side. So I've built multiple sites for my tutorials and just to showcase how Wix works. But once I upgrade it, for example, my personal website or the website for this tutorial, then you get a premium here. And you can also go to all sites and duplicate them, delete them and so on. Next to it, you have some resources. So Wix has a lot of learning documents where you can learn about SEO and different templates and the apps and so on. So if you have some free time and are interested in it, just browse through this. And then you have a community on Wix, so you can also go here and talk to other people in the forum. But most importantly, here you have the help section. And this is pretty nice because Wix has 2 different options. You can either, or it actually has 3 options. You can either just browse through the articles or watch the tutorials from Wix, or you can contact someone in the customer care department and they will speak to you on the phone or via email and help you with that. I actually did that a lot and they're quite helpful. They really know the platform in and out. And if they don't know your question, they will make sure that they will find someone in the company who can answer your question. So just type in your topic, for example, domain, and then click enter. And then you can browse through the articles, purchase a domain from Wix, extending your Wix domain subscription and so on. And if you can't find something, then just go through the chat. You will have to answer a chatbot, but once he is out of answers, you will land in the inbox of a real person and human being who can help you with that. And what I also like about Wix, they have their own marketplace for professionals. So you can go here on hire another professional, and here you can find professional agencies or designers or web developers who can help you building your site on Wix. For example, this guy starts at $40 or 40 euros, and he will help you with design questions or will set up email campaigns for you and so on. So this is basically a private marketplace from Wix where agencies or freelancers can sign up, and you can just book them, and they are signed by Wix, so they have some quality assurance, and you can even change the currency here and see it in your local currency. So this is pretty cool that Wix has its own marketplace. If you can't find anyone here, I can also recommend you Fiverr. I will link it to you down in the description, and this is a professional marketplace also for freelancers, and you can find Wix developers and Wix designers from all over the world. So yeah, this is pretty important. I will also try to help you down in the comments. So if you have a question, you can also comment on the video, but here you can get professional help from a web developer or from Wix itself. So let's continue. Up here, you also have the message box, so your inbox. We will do this in the next part. Then on the left, we have the menu, and this menu is pretty interesting because it will change in size. So whenever you add an app to your Wix site, for example, the store app or the booking app, you will see your products here or your bookings, and then you can also manage them from here, because this is quite interesting. You need a place where you manage your bookings or your inventory for your online store, and this is where it will happen, because once we added the app, you will have an additional menu item right here. Yeah, we can skip this part and do this later. Here you also have a bigger analytics section. So we had this on the home screen, but here you have some more in-depth analytics, so where the people are coming from, and you can also choose the time frame, the last 7 days, today and yesterday, and you will also see some more KPIs here, like the bounce rate, the average session duration, and so on, and how many people purchase from you, and so on and so on. But most importantly are the settings. So let's jump to the settings. And here we have a setting option for the business info, and we do want to make sure that we put our business name here. So I will call myself Julian's Tutorials, and I'm not a local business. Let's say I'm a business blogger, so you can find the category here. And here you can upload your logo. So I will just choose the logo we did and choose this file. And then of course you can add a description, and down here of course you can have your address, your office or your cafe or restaurant address, and your email address, phone number, and your time zone, and so on. So please make sure you fill that out, because we haven't done this yet. Then we go back to the settings, and we also want to go to the website settings, and here we can call the website by a different name. I called my site now Website English because it's just for the English tutorial, but please just give it a name. And we have the domain set up already. And yeah, this is most important now, the favicon or fav icon. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And this is the icon we see up here or here or here. And we want to make sure that we have our own icon. That's why I told you at the beginning when we were designing our logo that we want to duplicate the site and just have this icon here. Or you can also upload your own picture there or your initials or something. Get creative. It should be visible. For example, here Wix, that's already a little small, but I think Canva did it quite well. I mean, they're a design company, so no surprise. So give it a color, make it bright so it sticks out in the menu bar when people are on your site. So I downloaded this one already. Then I can go back to the settings. Then I go here, and now I can just upload it to my media files. Now the icon is uploading. It's quite small because it's just a small icon. Then I can choose this file and now it's displayed here. And I will save this in a second, but first we want a general social media image. This was the one I already showed you when we were talking about sites and SEO, when we have our social media image for all our sites individually. But let's make sure that we have one global, because Wix will take this whenever we forget to upload an image there. And rest assured, you will forget this at some point, because you might create multiple sites, and yeah, I forgot it myself all the time. Then your Facebook handle, whenever someone gives you a like, they need to verify this. So if you have Facebook, just type in your username and then we can click save, and now it's saved. But before we jump back to the site, I want to show you this, because here you have your site history, and that's really important because you can restore different versions of your site. For example, here you can see whenever I made changes to my website, and I can jump between the versions. So this is the site right now, but I can also go back in time and have a look how the website looked on October 29th, and then I can click restore, and then the website will be restored in this state. So that's quite interesting that you have a site history and you will be able to always jump back. If, for example, if someone of your people in the company made some mistakes, you can always jump back. So now we've uploaded the fav icon and the image. And if I go on publish now, and then let's take a look at the website. It should have the icon up here. Yeah, now we have the same icon here. And I think it's good because it's kind of repeating itself here in the logo and here. So when someone is on different tabs, for example, in the Fiverr tab, they always will recognize this logo from your website, and then they can jump back to it. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of colleagues from your team, now we have the website settings, and you also have roles and permissions. So if you're a bigger company, of course, you have multiple colleagues who might want to access your site, and you can invite them here. And so to make sure that they don't mess up your site, you have different roles. So you can just put in their email address, and then you can say, are they an admin, or are they a website manager, a designer, or a back office manager? And depending on which role you chose, they have different access to your site, and they can, for example, just edit and manage the settings, but they can't publish the site. So you have to go in and publish it. You also have billing managers, so they can just go over the purchases, and marketing managers can just use the marketing tools, and payment admin or financial manager might be just for your tax consultant. So they have also access to the documents they need. So yeah, if you're a bigger company and more people are working on your site and with your site, you can give them access here. And one more thing, here you have language and regions, and this is, for example, the language of your website. And I'm based in Germany, but my regional format, if I'm now in the US, I can change that and change the currency to US dollars. I might do that for this site because we will go over more stuff. And I will also change these to United States. So now it's changed, and everything is in the format of United States. And time zone, it's Berlin time. I might keep that. And here you have the language of your Wix dashboard and your Wix editor. If you speak another language, you can just change that. For example, I could also do it in German, but I keep it in English so you understand the buttons. So now I save this, and this is just for the first website, because Wix will also allow you to have multi-languages, so you can add more languages, and therefore Wix has an app which is called the Wix Multi-Language app. So the settings we just did is just for the main website, but if you, for example, want to add another language, such as Spanish, for example, or German, then you can use this app and translate every menu item, every text in different languages. And it's quite nice that Wix solves this problem with their own app. So back to settings. These are the main general settings. Here you have a little bit more for communications. We will dive into this in a minute. Just to make sure that you get the right notifications, you have the notification preference here. So this is whenever someone, for example, purchases something from you or contacts you, then you will get an email, and here you can set up the preferences, how you want to manage this. And advanced, but also really important, is marketing integrations. So for sure, at some point you want to do meta meta ads, so just advertise on Facebook or Instagram or on Google Ads or TikTok. And therefore you always need a pixel. And a pixel is simply a small JavaScript snippet which will be placed in your header of your website. But they made it even easier for you because you can just click on connect and then connect to Facebook and just follow the instructions. And same goes with Google Ads. You just follow along the instructions. And for example, if you want to have Google Analytics because you don't like the analytics on Wix, for example, or you need a little bit more in-depth data, then you can go ahead and just add your Google Analytics ID and it will automatically connect it with your site. So they did this in recent years to make it a little bit more easy for the biggest advertisement platforms or tag managers, but you can also do this manually because you can always just have custom code inside your header, inside your body, or at the end. So for those of you who don't know what it means, it's basically whenever you have a third-party app on your site or another tracking tool, then you can just have a small snippet. You put it in the header of your website. They don't see it. Of course, it's just in the code base, but it will be loaded whenever someone lands on your site. So if I go to my website, then the header is firing the code. And for example, if someone then purchases, it will be tracked via the code in the header. This is how you did it back in the days when they didn't have these marketing integrations here. So people can add code to your website inside the header. If you don't know what it means at all and you just want to have Facebook connected, you, as said, you can always go back to Fiverr or to the help of Wix and they will show you how it's done. But here I think they made a pretty good job with the instructions. So when you go on Meta, for example, for Facebook, they will instruct you and you can read blog posts about this. Yeah, don't be scared of it. It's nothing too complicated, but at some point you might need one of these. So now you know where it lives. So this was just a brief overview of the dashboard. You have the same here also on your website. You have the settings here and you can also do the favicon or the business info here and the marketing integration and roles and permissions, or you just do it from your dashboard. And before we leave, one really funny thing, you have always an error page. So this is the 404 page. So whenever someone has a broken link, they will land on this page. And the standard page is this one. So it's like a desert. But they also have some funny pages. For example, this one I liked a lot. Oops, looks like this is the wrong path. And then people can click on back to homepage. And yeah, we can just choose this page and it will be added to our page like a 404 page. And we can just put it down here. So whenever someone has a broken link, they will land on this page. And what a broken link is, for those of you who don't know, so if someone is on the website and they are on the service side, for example, and then the link is just broken, so something is missing, then they will land on this page and they can always click the button and will be redirected to the home page. And this can come in quite handy because when you, for example, do a webinar in August and you call it Webinar August here in the URL, and then you decide to take it down from your website and someone clicks on the link a year later or so, then of course the link is not public anymore. And that's why you have these pages. So people will land on this one and you will tell them, okay, the link is not valid anymore and not public. And then they just go back to the homepage and take it from there. Yeah, these were the settings of your website. I know it's not too interesting, but really important. If you have any questions to that, just make sure to leave a comment down below. And if you're down there and you haven't done it yet, please leave a thumbs up. This will just tell YouTube that this was a good video. And also the sharing button next to it, make sure that anyone who ever wants to build a website will hear about this free course and just share the link with them. If they also sign up via my link for Wix, I can do a lot more of these videos in the future. So thank you a lot. And in return, I make sure I will answer your comments. And now in the next part, we will talk about communications. So when some visitors on your site send you a message or sign up for your newsletter, what happens then and how we can set everything up and even automate most of the stuff. So you don't have to answer every question or every newsletter sign up yourself. So I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up and see you in the next part. So in this part of the course, we want to learn how visitors on our website can contact us or stay in touch with us, and how we can handle the communication for our website. We already put in some input fields, the form here, the contact form, and we also linked up the telephone number and the email. So when someone clicks on it on mobile, directly the phone app will open and dial the number. And also if you click this number, you will be directly redirected to Outlook or to your email program. So this is normal on website and everyone is used to it. When you click on it, that this will directly dial your number. So make sure that in the editor you link up the phone number and you link up the email address here. And the classic thing is this field. So in the form field, you can just type it in. Here we have the phone number as a required field. This is probably a lot of people won't like that. So we can go here and go on form settings, click on the field and then edit field, and it's read only, so it's not required. And then we can publish it, and this will help conversions that people are more comfortable with filling out the form. And this way of communication is for sending a message, but we also have the newsletter box here. So when people don't have anything to say to you, but they want to stay in contact with you, you can have the newsletter form down here at the bottom and people can sign up and you can send them an email. So one really cool thing which I would like to add now is the Wix chat app, because a lot of people are used to having like a customer support chat at the right bottom, and Wix has that for us. So you can directly go to the Wix App Market here, and then we can just type in chat and it will give us the Wix chat app. And this is an app made by Wix for our chat. So we can just add this to our site. It takes a few seconds, but then we have this cool chat icon here at the bottom, and here you can click on settings and we can change the display of the chat window, so bottom right, bottom left, or if it should automatically open the chat or show a chat bubble notification, or you can change the design, for example upload your logo, or you can change the text, so for example your company name here, or what it should say inside the chat or inside the bubble when the chat is collapsed. So this is pretty cool. Just click through these menu items here and adapt the chat however you would want it. And down here you can send yourself a notification whenever someone contacts you via chat, and we can also trigger an automation. So when someone sends us a message, we can send them an email saying, oh, we are not here at the moment, but we will be back in 24 hours with our answer. I will show you how this works in a minute, but for now let's publish the site and see how the chat looks. So go back to the home page and refresh. And now we have this beautiful chat window here, and it's pretty much the same as the form, but here it feels more natural and we can directly chat with a person. So I can say, hey, I have a question, and I will just put chat in brackets so I can show you the difference later on. So I can just click that, and then the system will automatically answer with, hey, please leave us your details because we are not here at the moment. So you can just type in your name and your email address and click submit, and then we will see where this message will land in a minute. But we want to do the same here, so I would just fill out my first name, last name, phone number and say, hey, blah blah blah, and let's say this is the form, so you can see the difference later on, and click send. So this is how people would contact us. And then we can go back to the Wix dashboard, and in here you already see that we have 2 new messages. So I can go to the inbox, and here I can see the 2 messages. For example, here in the chat I have a question, and this is the name I left there. I don't see the other message yet. No, it's not there. Let me do this again. Okay, it will probably come in a minute, so let's work with this one. So this is the message from the chat, and this is pretty cool because now I can just, now here's the message from the homepage, and you can simply answer the person here. So inside the chat, I can just write my answer and click send, and it will directly appear as an answer inside the chat window. So if you are online, you can directly start interacting with the person here in the chat. So this is pretty cool because here your customer support can stay online and just directly answer the question of the people coming to your website. And you see here with a green bubble on the top of the icon, you see that the visitor is still online. So when they are still on your site, you will see that, and then you can directly interact with them. If they are offline, they will get your answer via email to the email they left there on your site. And same goes for the form, but it's a little bit more official. So here you see first name, last name, contact email, and the message they send you. And you directly see the name of the person because they give you the name first. With the chat, it's always visitor, and the system needs a little bit of time to update this. But here you can directly tell, okay, this is the email and this is the person writing to me. And down here, it pretty much works like Gmail. So you have your email you're sending from, you have your subject line, and you can type in your message. And you can also have saved replies for your customer service to make it quicker. And you can also send them offers or products, which is pretty cool. So whenever someone asks for a discount or something, you can start sending them an offer or even a payment information here, like an invoice or something. And you can also attach files. So this goes without saying. It's a basic email program you can use here. And for the first steps, just let's go here. And here you can set up your inbox, and you can do it either way. For example, you can have a normal Gmail address connected to your account. Therefore, you just click here and then you can connect your Gmail account. And if you're with a different provider, please just change to Gmail. I think it's the best inbox you can have. And then you can connect it to Gmail, and you will get your, for example, julian@gmail.com address, and Wix will forward all your communication to this Gmail account. You can also have a professional domain, email domain. So for example, I have contact@julianweber.com. And to get this, you need to purchase a Google Workspace account. And I will show you this in a minute, how this works. Because if you're a business, you're more likely to have your own professional email address. And therefore, we need to buy a Google Workspace account via Wix. But for everyone else, you can just go ahead with a normal Gmail account and you can connect it to your inbox here. And so whenever someone writes you, you will also get this in Gmail. In order to test that, you can send yourself a test email. Let's check really quick if this really works. So for example, this is my Gmail account, and you can see the message which I just sent in the form appeared here. And now the cool part is I can either go to Wix by click respond now, or I can answer within Gmail because it has an individual number here and identifier. So I can just go, hey, this is my answer. And I don't have to go back into the Wix dashboard. I can directly just manage my emails naturally in my Gmail account. So this is pretty convenient for me whenever I manage my emails. So now let's go back and refresh, and then we can see that I have answered the person here, which is me, at the same time. But you can see this is my answer, which I wrote up in Gmail. Hey, this is my answer. And you can also see it in the chat window here on Wix. So you can just directly pick up the conversation here and, I don't know, send a second answer to the person, and they will directly get it to their email address. I'm chatting with myself now, which is pretty boring, but you get the idea. So you can either handle your communication here inside Wix, or you can stay in your Gmail account, which feels more natural to you maybe, and then you can start answering your messages from there. And one pretty cool thing is also, let's go back here on first steps, and then you can click on set up your inbox, and we can connect more than one channel. For example, we can click here on connect different channels. In example, WhatsApp. We have the Wix chat, but we can also have our WhatsApp business account connected, or our Instagram business or Facebook page. So you can just click connect, and then when people are on your chat in here on your page, they can choose if they want to chat with you in the Wix chat, or they can switch to WhatsApp. So when you have a WhatsApp business account, they will directly land there, and then you can start chatting with them on WhatsApp and have a closer connection because it feels like chatting with a friend. So you just click on get started, then you type in your number and click continue and just follow everything and click your terms and conditions, and then you can directly have your WhatsApp business account connected. You can also access this within here inside the editor. Click here on channels and then manage channels, and you will directly land on the same window. And here you can see how it will look like. This will be the WhatsApp chat, the Facebook Messenger chat, or the normal Wix chat. So you can have more than one channel in your chat window here, which I think is pretty cool because then people have a more native experience on your website, and it doesn't feel like a normal customer support. It feels more like talking to a friend on WhatsApp, and then they can directly jump to WhatsApp and stay in contact with you. And then you can use WhatsApp marketing automation to stay in contact with your followers. So you have a lot of variety here with Wix. I think they did a fairly good job in building this, so we don't need an external app for that. We can just directly use the Wix chat And one more thing, because if you're a business and you don't like to be on WhatsApp with your followers and visitors on your website, so you want to keep things more professional, then you probably need a professional business email. And this you can get here. Just click on settings inside the dashboard and then on business email. And here you can set up a professional email. For example, info@Julian-tutorials, support@Julian, or I don't know, contact or whatever. So you can just click here and say, okay, I just need one. If you have more than one employee, you can put all your employees here, but you're paying per email address. So be aware of this. So I would just choose one and say, okay, I don't know, info@Julian-tutorials.com, click continue. And then I can purchase the yearly plan. I currently get a 50% discount, which is nice. So it will be like 36 or 40 euros or dollars per year for this account. And then I get a Google Workspace account, which is pretty much the same as a Gmail account, but the advantage is that I get this email address, and this email address I can put on my homepage here and on my business cards and wherever I want to put it. And it kind of looks more professional because it's not an @gmail.com. It's my own domain here. And yeah, businesses just have this and it's more professional to use this. Get yourself a professional email address here, just follow through, and then you get your Workspace account and everything will be connected automatically inside Wix to your account, and then just change this on the website and you're good to go. And speaking of automations, which is pretty cool, with Wix, we can also just set up automations. So whenever someone sends us a message or whenever someone signs up for our newsletter, we can send them an automated sequence of emails. So we don't have to answer every message individually. So this is pretty cool. So after you purchased your professional email address, we can then set up our first automation. You can find the automation here down in the dashboard, or inside the editor, you can directly say, okay, if someone then signs up for our newsletter here, you can go on form settings and give it a proper name, newsletter on box on homepage. And then you have this automation tab here. And here we can say, okay, now I want to send an automation to the person signing up to my newsletter. And then you will directly land inside the automation manager of Wix. And here you can select, okay, when someone submits a form, a specific one, the one on our homepage, the newsletter box. And when someone puts in his or her email in there, then they will get an email. And you can manage the email here. So here you can just click on edit, and then you can change the design and look and feel of the email and just click add. Here we quickly need to verify our email address. So I will just do that. They will send me a code to my email address. I will just take the code and put it back in, confirm. And now whenever someone receives an email from me and answers my email, it will directly be sent to my professional email. Click save. And now I can go ahead and edit the styling and the design of this email. And here, when you build your website with Wix, you're pretty much good to go with editing this email template, because it's simply a drag and drop builder as the website builder. For example, here you can upload your logo, or you can just delete that. Here you have a headline and just change that. You have every styling option down here, italic, underline, change the color, you can link it up. But my take on emails, you do want to make it as less professional as possible, because this looks like a marketing email from an online store for, I don't know, clothes, and people are used to just to delete them, right? So you get this kind of email with HTML and CSS styling, and then you directly, I don't like it because it's a promotion, it's an offer, and I don't want to be offered anything at this moment, and therefore they just directly delete it. So that's why I would recommend, if you're not an online store, then you should make different newsletters. For example, just do as little styling as possible and just go ahead and say hello, and then put in your text and then make it aligned to the left. Delete the button and get rid of most of these things here. You can just hide all the social media stuff here and click apply. And we also want to change the background. So here you can go on the background and just make it white. And this looks more like a normal email. You can just go ahead and type in your text etc. And you can also just link up stuff. So when you want to link back to your website, just take the link and then go here on the link icon and then click link to, and it will insert the link for us. So this looks less like a promotional email when I just go here, Best Julian, for example, and I can also make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't look too much like an advertisement. And so this would feel more natural, as I would have really written up this email for the person, and then they are more likely to answer. Of course, this is more like if you are in the coaching zone, or if you just have a normal business website, I would recommend you doing that, because then it kind of feels like more natural and people are more tempted to answer you. But if you are an online store, of course, you can stick to these professional templates, put in your images of your product and your discount code, because people are kind of used to this and they know it. They would be more suspicious if the email looks something like this, right? But for everyone else, for example, me as an agency, I don't want to be as pushy with my advertisement. That's why I want to write up some normal emails and without any styling. And here you can change the subject line, and then you can preview and test it. And if you want to add anything else, you have everything you need: text, images, button, divider, logo, videos, links, subscriber, and social media icons. So go ahead, and if you want your social media icons, you can just put them in here and link them up. But for now, just click save and continue. And so we've added the template of this email, and we will send out the email after someone has submitted his information through the subscriber form. And next we can do, of course, more, because why would we just send one email? We want to stay in contact with our subscribers, and they should run through an email funnel, meaning they sign up once and then they get several emails. And therefore we can just click here on the plus, and then we can add a delay. For example, for 2 days, we don't want to do anything, but after the 2 days, we want to send them another email. And then after, let's say, 7 days, or let's say 6 days, we want to send them the next email. And this is how you build your email funnel. So here, of course, you need to then go in and edit the next email and edit the other email, and just think of something you want to tell the people about. For example, I'm, as a website agency, I would tell them about the newest trends in web development, or bigger mistakes people do on their website, or the best channels to advertise your website. So stuff they would be interested if they signed up for our newsletter. Don't tell them about your last holiday or about any topic which is not related to your business. Just stay on your brand and your message and stick to the topics you know most about. For me, this is websites, so I would tell them like how to get a good domain, how to do website branding, what are the best website tools out there, etc. So people get a lot of extra value from your newsletter, because they can always unsubscribe and you don't want them to. So be aware and don't send them messages like every other day. Like, have some days in between and give them some rest of your emails. But the cool part about emails is once they are on your email list, you can always contact them. This is the biggest advantage of email, because if you're doing paid advertisement, you always need to pay per impression. So to reach out to your followers, you need to pay again and pay again. But once they're on your subscriber list, you can just contact them in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years, and you don't have to pay extra money for that. That's why subscriber lists are so important. And that's why a lot of people do like a lead magnet. For example, they give out an ebook or free consultation or something like that in order to get the emails, because it's so valuable for a business to have like a proper email list you can always reach out to when you have a new product or a new service to offer, because people are more likely to buy again from you than someone who doesn't know your brand at all. So this is pretty cool. You can also just add a condition. So we had the time delay, but the condition would be depending on, for example, where they put in the form. Did they subscribe on the homepage or on the lead magnet, or when did they submit? Did they do it on the weekends or did they do it during the week? And depending on the condition, they will either get this email here. So when you add an email, they will either get this email, or if they don't met the condition, they will get this email. So you can really get creative. You see, this looks like a professional email tool. And this is what I like about Wix. What I told you in the beginning, Wix is really an all-in-one tool. So you don't have to get a second email tool like MailChimp or GetResponse. You can do it everything in Wix. There's no limit to it. You can just go on and go on and go on and send emails the entire year to your email list until they buy from you. And then you can just click activate. And once someone signs up for your newsletter, this automation automation will be triggered and they will get an email after 1 day, after 2 days, after 6 days, etc., whatever you put in here. So this is pretty cool that they have this installed, these automations, and you can just set them up here. Just click on automations and they have some templates for you. So for example, for online stores, when they purchase something, you can just trigger them again to pay them again. Or when you send them an invoice, send them a reminder after like 2 days to pay the invoice. So you don't have to do this manually. So just browse through and here are all the automations you might need for your business, and some are also pre-installed and you can activate them or deactivate them here, and this is pretty nice. And automations means that you mostly do more than one email, but you can also do marketing emails. So here under marketing, you can go under email, and this is pretty much the same. But for example, if you have a newsletter for January, for the beginning of the year, you can just call it January newsletter and then just do a promotion or some information about your business, what it's going to be in the next year, some yearly kickoff or something. Just get creative. And you can just type in your content here and then you can click next. And then you can choose who are you sending this email to, and you can make a target group or just say all contacts. So target group means you can have a segment, so you can add contacts to one segment, or you can label your contacts, for example, new clients last year or existing clients, and then they will get this email promotion. And then you can just, for example, I will just choose all contacts, but here, as said, you can select your target group and then click next, and then you get a preview and what's the subject line, where is it coming from. For example, replies will be directly guided to my email, contact@julianweber.com, and then I can also send a test email. And once you're satisfied with everything, then you can go ahead and click on send now. And this is more like a one-off email campaign. So for newsletters, for example, for holidays or for Black Friday, for Halloween, for Christmas, for New Year's, for Easter, and these kind of emails are used to promote your business in a one-off fashion. So for example, now having a Black Friday deal, then I can just push out the coupon code to all of my subscribers on my list. And the other thing we've seen before, like the automations, is more like you think about your ideal visitors, and whenever they sign up through your newsletter or they contact you somewhere here, how do you want to stay in touch with them? What do you want to send them on a regular basis? And what is the email funnel they should go through in your automation? So now this is pretty cool. We've learned how to connect your form, how to link up your phone number, your email address, and your social media icons, how to install the Wix chat app, and what happens when they text you here, that you can directly answer then in your inbox. So you will find all your messages here, and you will also get the same messages inside Gmail, and you can also answer them within Gmail, or you can use the Wix inbox to answer all your messages. And we've learned how to set up automations, especially useful when someone signs up for your newsletter, that they will get a series of emails informing them about your business, about your expertise, and really warming up the traffic which lands on your site. So at some point they will be ready to purchase from you, and that's why you build out email funnels. And we also learned to kick off one-off email campaigns for promotional days such as Happy New Year's, Christmas, or Black Friday deals, and how to select the senders and how to segment them. You can do everything here. This is pretty much what you can do with Wix Communications, and you can also extend the chat window to WhatsApp chat and also stay connected with people on Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook chat via Wix. So I think this is pretty sufficient and pretty cool. Definitely not something you see in every website builder out there, and I really like that about Wix. Now you learned all that. In the next chapter, we will learn about the Wix apps. We already installed the Wix chat app, and I think it's a pretty cool extension of our website, but there are more. So we will learn about this in the next step. So now we have built our website, and in the next part we want to see how we can extend the functionality of our website with the Wix App Market. It works pretty much like on your smartphone. So there you also have an app store, and for example when you install Google Maps, then you have got yourself a navigation system. And this works pretty much the same on your website with Wix. We already did this with the Wix chat application at the bottom, but Wix of course can do more for us. So let's take a quick look at the App Store of Wix. You simply go here on the left on the App Market sign, and then you can open it. And here you can see, recommended apps for you. There are like third-party apps from different developers, not from Wix. But here you can see the Wix business solutions. And I would recommend starting with those because these are the most common one you need to extend the functionality of your website. So let's click on View All. And now you see the most common one, Wix Stores. This is for building an online store. Wix Chat, we already installed this. Then Wix Gallery, when you're a photographer or an architect and you have a lot of pictures on your website, this is probably for you. Then we have Wix Blog, so you can extend the functionality of your simple website with a blog and start writing SEO articles. Next, you have Wix Bookings, which is very good for hairdresser, beauty salons, massage salons, and every business where you need to book an appointment. Then Wix Events and Tickets, which is good if you have like a concert venue. Wix Online Programs might be also very interesting for you. This is for online courses. So when you are a coach and you want to sell your knowledge online, you can use Wix Online Courses. Then you have a Wix Member area, which is quite common right now to build like member sites where people can have a subscription and be a member of your community, and so on and so on. Wix Videos, Wix Music, when you're a DJ, Wix Hotels, Wix Restaurants, Wix Menu, Wix Table Reservation. So you see Wix has a lot of different apps, and I will show you the most common ones. We will start with Wix Blogs, then go on to Wix Bookings, and at the end we will also take a look at Wix Stores. So if either one of them is not interesting to you, then just skip the part, and at the very end I will also show you how you can send out invoices with Wix, which is also an extra functionality of Wix. But now let's start with Wix Blogs. It works pretty much like the same as it worked with the Wix Chat app. So we just click on Add to Site, and now Wix installs this application on our site. It takes a few seconds. And now you can see here in the menu, it adds the blog item to the menu. And here you can see some dummy posts. These are posts from Wix, but now we will start writing our own blogs. But first, let me show you what Wix added to your site. So in the site menu, we have the blog, and we can move this up, for example, next to the About Us page. And then you can see here blog pages. And you have this block where you have the summary of all posts as an overview, and you have posts. So when someone clicks on the blog post, they will see it in this format. One second. Yeah, it will look like this. So this is a blog post on your site, and now we can edit this one. So we can simply click on Manage Posts, and it will bring us to the dashboard of Wix. You can also access this part just in your dashboard if we click Refresh. Then you see it added the menu item block, and we can click on it, and then it will give you an overview of things you can do. So here you have some post templates, which is pretty cool, like a product review, recipes, and all blogging tools like blog reports, outgoing notifications, SEO settings, and so on. So take a brief look at this, but we want to jump directly into the blog posts. And here we see we don't have any blog post yet because before this was a dummy post. And now we can simply start creating one. And this is the blog post editor of Wix. It does look different from the website editor. This is more focused on writing text. And here you can just start writing your blog post, add a headline, and then just start writing the text. Of course, I don't want to do this myself. We live in the age of AI. So I asked ChatGPT to write me a blog post on how to create a website with Wix, and it just spits me out this text, and then I can just simply copy and paste it in, so I don't have to start from scratch. So I just jump here and put it in, and of course the headline is a little bit big, so I will just cut this out and put it into the headline section. And now we need to do some basic formatting, so we just have to add some spaces here so it looks a little bit better. And as you can see, it's a normal text editor like you would have in Word. You can just jump in and add some spaces. I will do this really quickly for us. And now I have added all these spaces here. So this looks good already. And if you want to take your copywriting to the next level, I can recommend you Jasper AI. This is like a new tool out there, like a new AI to writing blog posts. And it's a little bit better than ChatGPT because ChatGPT is focused on everything. And Jasper AI is an AI built for marketing and for writing blog posts. And they have a lot of good templates there. So the blog posts from Jasper AI will just turn out to be better, but it does cost quite a lot. So only if you take things serious, and then you can try out Jasper AI for your blog post copy. But I'm good with the blog post from ChatGPT, and I would just jump in and make it a little bit better and make it my own. So therefore you can, for example, just add some images. So you can go here and click on images, and this works like the same on your site. Either you have your own image to upload, or you go on Unsplash and I type in website, and let's see, for example, this one is cool, so I can just put it in. Yeah, this is a little bit big, so I can just edit it and just crop it a little bit. So I just crop this down, click save. And you see how good Wix is. So inside the blog post editor, you can even manage your pictures and crop them and make them better fitting for your blog post. So this is pretty cool. And you can go in and do a little bit more. So here you have all the content elements. You can have images, galleries, videos, GIFs, and upload files, and even buttons and tables. So you can really extend the functionality of your blog here. And you can also add HTML code or SoundCloud players even. So this is pretty cool. But I want to show you how to add a video. So I can just go here, and now I can either upload my video, or for example, I have a YouTube tutorial on how to build a website with Wix, and then I can go ahead and just paste this in, and it will automatically embed the video for me here inside my blog post. So this is pretty cool. Now I have a picture here and a video, and of course you now would add some more. You can also have some content AI features here in Wix, and here you have basic text editing features like you would have in Word or PowerPoint. So I don't think I need to explain this part. And now this would be a blog post, and most importantly for us now, before we even start writing this blog post, we need to think about how we can rank this. So there's always keywords. In this blog post, it would be how to create a website with Wix. And I just checked out this keyword here on Ubersuggest. We had already the topic of keyword research tools. So this one is a free one by Neil Patel. And of course, how to make a website is quite common. Like the search volume is quite high in the US, but the SEO difficulty is quite high. So 80 is really, really high. You need an established site and a really good blog post in order to rank for it. So I think there's no chance in ranking for this keyword. And therefore, I wouldn't bother writing a blog post for it. I would more go for easier keywords, like easier search terms you can rank for. For example, how to make a website with like a website builder, which is quite unknown in the space, like a newcomer, or how to make a website with AI, which is like a more fresh term because AI just has been around for like a year or two. Yeah, how to make a website is just too complicated, and therefore you need to get creative and have different topics. I always have the comparison of, for example, if I would have like a cooking site or like a bakery site, and for example there I would post something like how to make a cake. This is of course also quite difficult because there are so many cakes out there, and therefore I would recommend you get like a very niche cake, like a cake which is not so common, and then make it, for example, vegan. So if I would have a recipe for like a vegan carrot cake, then I would more or less have a bigger chance to rank for it, because there's not so many recipes out there for a vegan carrot cake. Probably vegan carrot cake is still too popular, but you get the idea. Just take search terms which are not too common so that your blog post has a highly chance of ranking. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend you to write about how to make a website, because this is near to impossible. And it's just very disappointing if you write a blog post a whole entire day and then no one sees it in the end. But we just have an example blog post here, and it's also how to create a website with Wix, which is a little bit more easy but still very complicated. But let's see how we would make sure that Google will find it, because we used the keywords here in the headline and we used the keywords here in the text. But now we need to go to the settings, and we also need to use the keywords here in the excerpt, which is like a summary of the blog post. So I can just copy this paragraph here, put it in. And the most important part is here under SEO, because here we can go under basic SEO, and now we need to have the title tag, which is in Google like the title, which is always in blue or pink. So how to create a website with Wix, a step-by-step guide. This title text shouldn't be too long, and same goes for the paragraph. It's also limited by character. And now this is how our site will appear in Google. So how to create a website with Wix, which is good. So you can read it on mobile in today's digital age. Yeah, I would actually change this part here to like a step-by-step guide on how to create a website with Wix. And of course you have the URL slug. So this is your domain and then slash and how to create a website. And here I would make it a little bit shorter, and I would just go with Wix website minus tutorial, which is also a good keyword to rank for. You don't want your URL slug to be the entire headline because this is way too much text. So make it shorter, make it, for example, vegan carrot cake. So just 3 words, and then people will find your website more easily. And of course, we want search engine to index this site. So therefore we need to turn this on. It says here you've turned off indexing on your entire site, so it won't show in search, but of course we don't want to do this. So therefore we go here and say, okay, search engines can index our site. This is important because then Google can find us. So let's go back to blog posts, all posts. And now we have a draft here. Let's go back and edit this. SEO settings, basic. So yeah, now it's blue, so the search engine can actually index our site. So make sure have a title tag, not too long, have a meta description. You can also create some AI text here with Wix, which is pretty cool. We just need to set a focus keyword, for example, Wix website tutorial, and then click save. And then it will automatically do us a favor here. So now AI suggests us like some meta description. So I can just use this text, learn how to create a stunning website with Wix website tutorial from setting up your account, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is good. You get the idea. Get creative and always think about that these are people clicking on your Google search results. So make sure it's kind of interesting and kind of tempting to click on it. You also have like the advanced option. I think you don't need to change anything here. But again, as we had this with pages, we have a social sharing image and we can upload our own image, or I will just use the same image like we did in the blog post and just add this. So whenever someone shares the blog post on WhatsApp or Facebook or LinkedIn, this image will appear first with a title tag and the description here. So this is good. And let's go back on settings. Here we have some more. We have some categories. For example, we could have a category website tutorials. And we can also add like an online store tutorial section. So, but this one is about websites, so it stays in the category of website tutorials. And we also have some tags. So I could say this is a Wix tag and a website tag. So we can find this blog article with these tags. And now we just have 2 more options here, the monetization option. So however you want to monetize your website or your blog, for example, with your service or your product, but some people just write blog posts for the fun of it. And then you can monetize your blog post. So people pay a subscription fee every month to read your blog post. So this is a way of monetizing your blog post. And to do this worldwide, you can also just start translating your blog post in French, in German, in Spanish, and just start translating those with Wix, which is pretty cool that Wix offers this in-house. So we don't need an extra application for that. So this is the first blog post. We just wrote this with ChatGPT in under like half an hour. And now we can go ahead and just publish it, or we can schedule the post. And then you can go ahead and click on schedule post. And let's say on Monday, next Monday at 8 a.m., just publish the post. But let's publish the post now. So I click on publish. And now Wix has a pop-up. So we can either send out an email campaign to all our subscribers, or we can make a social post about this blog post, which is pretty cool. But I'm good for now. Let's go back on our website and click on publish. Then we can take a look at our site, go to blog. And here we can see the preview of our blog. We have the 2 categories like website tutorials, online store tutorials, and then I can click on it. And now this is how the blog post looks, which we just added to our website. And yeah, people can like it, they can share it, and they can also comment on your blog post, which I think is pretty cool already. So yeah, now you would go ahead and write up some blog posts for your website. And as said, the purpose of blog posts is that you get traffic to your website. So for example, if you have your cooking website and you write a blog post about carrot cakes and about New York cheesecakes and about, I don't know, strawberry cakes, then of course people are searching for all these cakes on Google, and you want to rank for the search terms, and people should find your site for the search term they're looking for, and then they land on your blog. And at some point you of course want to pitch them your product, or for example, if you have a bakery online course, then they can just enroll into your course. Or if you have an online store selling cooking gear, then they can come to your site, read the blog post, and then they find your store, and then they buy any gadget they might need for cooking this cake which you describe in your blog post. So in summary, the sole purpose of blog posts is to capture clicks and traffics from Google, so people land on your site, read it, and in the end you can pitch them your product or service. So you saw how easy it is to add a blog post to your site, and we want to do the same with the booking app. So you can either go to the app market or you can go to my business here, and here Wix also pitches their apps, and you can find the booking app here. And under this tab, My Business, you can also see the Wix blog app. They have the entire features you can do with a blog. So create a post, manage your posts, customize the post page, and add blog elements and so on. So you can always go here and edit the settings of your apps. For example, here also the Wix chat app. We can go to the settings, open the inbox, schedule our chat hours, and so on and so on. But now we want to find the booking app. So Wix Bookings, and we just want to add this to our site as well. It also takes a few seconds to install, and this app is perfect for beauty salons, massage salons, coaches, fitness coaches, and every business who has some appointments and is selling their appointments either in their location or even online. So you can also sell the appointments online. Let's see, now it disappeared under more, so we have to make the menu a little bit bigger. So we have book online here in the menu tab, and now we can get rid of the service page, because this was just a dummy page we had before to show you how you can describe your service. But I will just hide this and go on the booking tab here and move it up. And you can also just rename it and say services. So these are the services we offer. So click just on done. And now we have the service tab right here at the beginning. I can move it a little bit away from the logo. And now people can book the services from our menu. And again, with services, we have the site menu and the services are here. And we also have the booking pages. Then we have this service page where every service is described and you can book, and you can also see the schedule. Then when people book it, you have the booking calendar page. So this is where people can select the appointment, and then you have the booking form where people can just enter their details and pay for the session. And of course, like in any online shop, you have a cart page. So when people select the service, then you can see the cart here, and you have a thank you page. When people are done booking your service, then they will land on this page, and you can also add your appointment then to your Google Calendar. So you see, Wix really thought this through and made this really nice for us, because now we can just go ahead and add our first service. But what I see, which doesn't look good right now, it also added like the cart icon here, and this will disappear. So therefore we need to go on settings and just change the color of the cart item. So we can change the icon color. This one can be in this color. So, and now we can move it here. So this is the cart, and we have also the login area where people can log in and manage their service. So we just need to change the fill color here so it has a better contrast than green on green. If it looks weird on your page as well, just change these two icon colors and then you are good to go. And now we want to add our first service, because these are just dummy services, and we can go ahead and just click on manage service. And the nice part is Wix already has some dummy services here. So you have some SEO audit or social media consultation, legal consultation, business blogging basics. So this would be a class, because via bookings you can also sell classes like group sessions, for example yoga sessions. If you're a yoga teacher, then people can book in their calendar an appointment with you, and you can do group coachings online or individual coachings at your location. So this is all possible with the booking app, which you can also find here in the dashboard, the booking calendar here. So you see here booking calendar and the booking listings. So these are the bookings we have. I will, for this example, since our website is about how to create a website, I want to do the SEO audit, so people can book the service from me and have their own SEO audit with me. So I will just take this template. And now this will pretty much work the same as for any service. So you have your name, you have your tagline, and you have a description, and also AI is helping you again, and you have your image, and you can just change the image, just therefore delete it, and then go on Unsplash, and I will type in SEO. And I will just take this picture here. So this is pretty cool. Now I have an SEO picture, and I would use this for lead generation. So people land on our site and they can book a short session of SEO consultancy. So for example, 15 minutes. There you have a buffer time. So when you sell something, of course, you want to be there for your client. So maybe a buffer time for 10 minutes. So people can't book 10 minutes earlier to one session and after one session. So you have a proper time to prepare the next call. And now you can have a session or service paid by the customer online or even at the location. We haven't connected our payment methods yet. We will do this in the online store section after this, when we install the store app on our website. So therefore I make it free, because I also want to have this as a lead magnet. So people should come to my site and book the session, and afterwards they should pay for like a consultancy. So yeah, I will just select free, but you can have a fixed price or you can set custom prices. But for now, I will just take a free price. And here you can set the location. So I can just edit this. So either you have a business location, or you can meet at the client's place, or you can set a custom location. I will just say like a Zoom meeting, and I will send them the Zoom link via email once they book the service. So just click save. And now the cool part is, if you're a team of people, then you can assign certain people to this training. So for example, in my agency, if I have an SEO specialist, I can just create a new staff member, the SEO guy, and then he will always take this kind of service, because when people book the SEO service on our site, it will automatically show his calendar and people can book his time, and he can manage his time individually. So when he's off for a day or two, then he can just go inside Wix and edit this, and people can't book him then. So this is pretty cool that you have the staff member management tool inside Wix already, so you don't need any external tool. Yeah, here you have some more resources, and you can add a cover image for the page. So just go ahead and do this. And you have some booking preferences. So booking policy, you can edit this. You have online bookings, so give clients the ability to book on your site, and booking form is the default, but you can also edit the form if you need some special information. For example, I don't know, some doctor's notes or some, for example, we would need a website link to go over the page maybe before the meeting, so we already know what we're dealing with. Therefore, you can just change the booking form here and ask for the information you want. For example, I want to find short answer, your domain name, and then make it required so people give us their domain name. Just save it, and now we edit the booking form. And yeah, the service is visible. Of course, if you don't want to do it because it's Christmas or something or holidays for the entire company, then you can just disable this and it will disappear. And every service also has some SEO settings so people can find it on Google. But for now, I'm happy with this, and I can click save. And now we successfully created our first service, and you can of course go in and add more. But now I want to do one more thing, because we need to have our work schedule set up. As you saw, it was me, the staff member number 1. Yeah, I can change the name here, but I want to edit my working hours. So this is very important, because Wix will just take my working hours, which is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and make me available for the visitors, but I don't want to be available available all day. So I can go in, just type in my name, Julian Weber, description, maybe I'm a certified Ashtanga yoga instructor, my email and my phone number, and you have some permission preferences here. But most importantly, we have our schedule of the week here. For example, I don't want to take SEO consultations on Monday and Tuesday. So I will just delete Monday, and Wednesday I will take the SEO consultations from, let's say, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Click save. And for Thursday and Friday, I'm fine. So you get the idea how you can edit this to your individual schedule. And then I can click save. And now it will automatically, since the SEO training is my training, it's automatically custom to my working schedule. And then I can go ahead, click publish. And now we see our SEO booking appointments here. And when someone is on our site, let's go to our site, they can click on services. Then they will find the SEO audit. Then they can click on book now. Then they will land on my calendar or on a calendar. And here you can see Monday and Tuesday, they can't book me, but Wednesday they can book me from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And on Thursday and Friday, I didn't change that. So they can book me from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yeah, then they can just go ahead and select the session. Let's say 11 a.m. on Thursday, click next. And now they can just type in their name, their email address, their phone number, add a message. And as we put in the form field of your own domain, so this is also required here. So they need to type in their web address, and then they can book the service for free. And I will then send them a confirmation email that this session is confirmed. So as you can see, this is pretty cool. And we can do one more thing because we want to advertise this service. So, I mean, having it in the menu is already one good place, but we want to also show this on our homepage. So we can just add an extra section here. So we go back to the editor and let's go to the start page, to the homepage. And then we can scroll down and maybe meet our team, maybe under meet our team before the contact section, we can add a section and design sections. And now we have the booking section here. And this is pretty cool. If you have more than one offer, for example, a lady's haircut and a men's haircut and a kid's haircut, then you can take these three or also in a column, which is pretty nice. But we just have one service. So I will just choose this one, a featured service. And now people can book the SEO service directly from our site. I actually don't like that it's stretched over the entire site. So I can go here and deselect this. And now it's just between these two lines, which is good. And of course, I would add a headline, something saying, get a free SEO audit from us. And maybe also a paragraph explaining this, but I think it's pretty clear what will happen. So I'll just make this a little bit bigger, put it there, make it a little bit smaller so it will fit, let's say 60 pixels. And now let's put this there, move this down. So yeah, I do like this. And so visitors on our site can directly book our SEO audit, publish it, and let's see how it looks. Now we can see, yeah, get a free SEO audit from us. And then people can directly from the homepage jump into the calendar and book their own session. So this is pretty cool. And we can, of course, do the same with paid services. So we could say, okay, get a 60-minute SEO audit for like $100 and then just accept payments here on the site. And they will put in their credit card or PayPal, and then they can book the service here on our website. So this was the blog app and the service app, the booking app. But next we want to take a look at the Wix store app. So we already have like a checkout page, a thank you page, and a cart page. So we don't need to add this, but we want to find the next app, the Wix store app, and then just click on add the app, and it will automatically add the Wix store app to our website. So the store has been added to our Wix website, and here we can see the category page of all products. These are dummy products coming from Wix, and now we want to add our very first product ourselves. Therefore, you have a couple of options, but I like to just click on the products and then click on Manage Products, and then the dashboard of Wix will open up. And here we see all the dummy products, and you can go ahead later on and delete all those. So just delete the products one by one, or you can also select all and then delete them. But we want to add a new product. Therefore, we click on new product, and we can either sell a physical product like a t-shirt or a cup or a skateboard, or we can sell digital files like an ebook or music or some prints. But I think most of you will sell something physical. So let's try this one. Click on physical. And now we can go ahead and give the product a title. So for example, shirt, t-shirts. Then you can go ahead and upload some images of the product, or you can also add a video of the product, which is quite nice because this will definitely help the conversion rate if you have product videos. But let's start with an image and click on add image. And here you can upload your own image as we've seen before. But I don't actually have a product now to sell. But let's say I would go ahead and want to sell my own t-shirts. So let's see if we can find a stock photo of a good t-shirt. For example, this one, this would be a print t-shirt, one up. And let's say this would be a merch of my YouTube channel and people can buy this. I would recommend that you upload more than one picture. So at least 3 or 4 pictures of the product. But for now, one image is enough. So here you have the t-shirt. And of course, you can specify the name a little bit more. So merch t-shirt, for example. Then you have a ribbon option. So I can say this is a new arrival t-shirt. And then you have a description. Therefore, I would go to ChatGPT. And here you can just say, please give me a product description of a t-shirt, 100% cotton. So this way you don't have to start from scratch and you can simply take the text from ChatGPT and then go back here and just enter the text. And of course, same as we did on the landing pages, on the home page, just give it some space. And here you have the instructions and the features, 100% cotton, design is timeless, blah, blah, blah. You can now change this, but you don't have to start from zero. With this text, you can just edit it a little bit and then you have a perfect description of your product. And you have different options for the text again, bold, italic, underlining. You can even change the color and link it and have some bullet points. So this is pretty cool that you have a full editor inside the product description. And Wix also has an AI text generator for you ready. So you don't really have to use ChatGPT. You can also try the Wix one. Yeah. Then you have some additional sections. You can add some info sections, maybe about, I don't know, delivery options or delivery time when it's, for example, a print on demand t-shirt. Play around with this. And then you have a price. So let's say this costs like $35 and you can say it's on sale. And here's pretty nice. You can have either a percentage discount or a dollar discount. And there's one rule in e-commerce. If the product price is below $100, then you want to use percentage because 10% of $35 sounds more than $3.50 in dollars. So if the product price is above $100, so for example, $350, and you want to give 10% off, you can say $35. This sounds more than 10%. Just the total number is bigger. I hope that makes sense for you, but this t-shirt is $35, so I would use percentage discounts and not dollar discounts. Then you can show the price per unit. If you have something like this, for example, if you sell in pounds or kilograms or in feet, then you can just edit this here and say the base price per unit, for example, per pound. And another thing of Wix, which is really nice, you can type in your costs of goods. So for example, this t-shirt cost me $10 to produce, and then my profit would be $21.5 and my profit margin is around 68%. So this is really nice so that you always sell profitable, but I actually don't have a t-shirt yet, so I don't really know what my costs of goods are, and the t-shirt is not on sale. It's $35 in total. And now you can add custom text, which is really nice for t-shirts when you sell print on demand t-shirts, or if you sell cups, you can then type in your name and your name will be printed on the cup. So you can add a custom field and make this mandatory and also give it a character limit depending on how many characters you can put on the product. So this is really nice. And of course, every product has different options. A t-shirt, for example, has different sizes. So you can select size and then you can type in small, medium, large, and extra large. You can also just take the abbreviation S, M, L, and XL, but I think that's okay now. And then I can click add. And now I can individually manage the prices. So for example, a small t-shirt might be -$5, so it's a little bit cheaper, and an extra large shirt, because it's a little bit more, it's +$5. And then you can simply type in the price difference here and it will automatically add that up. And you can also have different cost of goods. So maybe you can produce the small t-shirt cheaper than the extra large t-shirt. And then you have some SKUs which you can enter, and you can also say it's in stock or it's out of stock. And the best part, you can also track your inventory. So I can say I have 3 small t-shirts, 5 medium t-shirts, 6 large t-shirts, and 2 extra large t-shirts. And whenever someone orders like a small t-shirt, then it will automatically deduct this from the inventory and say 2 t-shirts is left in stock. And you will automatically get a notification when you run out of inventory for small t-shirts. So this is really nice, and we can apply this, and people then can, in the checkout page, they can select the size of the t-shirt and then purchase the t-shirt they want for the price you set. And you can see the variants here, and you can always go in and edit those. And for a lot of YouTubers or other product stores, which is quite nice, you have the options to pre-order. So if I want to make a product drop and say, okay, during Christmas or during Halloween, I want to sell this t-shirt, and then I can say, okay, this product will be available to purchase, I don't know, during Christmas, but I can also advertise it already. And then I can just say how many pre-orders are there and how many people can buy this product in my store. So this is quite nice and quite sufficient of Wix that they have this option for you. And of course, last but not least, you have the option of subscription products. For example, a lot of coffee stores sell their coffee as a subscription, because you drink coffee every day and you will run out of coffee, and therefore you can automatically set up a subscription. And for example, every week or every 2 weeks or every month, your store will send another coffee package to your customer. So you can set up a subscription product here. You know how it works. For example, from big e-commerce sites like Amazon, they also have this option. And now, before we save and publish the product, we have a little bit more options over here. Really important ones are the categories. So you have a category for all products, but you want a category for just t-shirts. So we can set this up here and save. And for example, if we would sell hoodies, then we can have another category for hoodies and just enter it here, but then deselect it. So this is just a t-shirt, and it's just in the category of all products and t-shirts. And down here, you can create a coupon for this product. You can promote this product via your social channels. And of course, every product page has some SEO settings. So you need to then set up the SEO meta title and the SEO description. And therefore, I would recommend that you take a proper name. So not just merch t-shirt. For example, if you would be, I don't know, the Mr. Beast YouTube channel, then you would say t-shirt from Mr. Beast or merch t-shirt from Mr. Beast. And people might search this on Google, and then they will find the Mr. Beast store to purchase the merch t-shirt from Mr. Beast. You get the idea. We already had keywords, and this is really important that your products will be found on Google. Of course, if you say red t-shirt, it will be probably not found. But if you have brand names like red t-shirt from Nike, you might have a chance to rank on Google for this search term. Then you have different tax groups. This is advanced. We don't need this. So some products have different tax groups, and therefore you can set this up here later on. But for now, we don't need it. And then we can just say, okay, show in online store, it's ready to sell. Then we can click on save. And now we have created our first product, a merch t-shirt, and it's in 4 different variants and has different price points. And now we can go to categories and see our categories here. For example, here is the all product category, but we have the t-shirt category, and here we can add some description and also a category image. So you can go here again and say t-shirt, and then we can just choose this image and click on add to page and then click save. I would recommend you do that for all the categories, because this image will be shown here. So this is the image for all products. And if you then go to the t-shirt category, you will see a different image. So let's see how it looks already. So publish, and then we can go to our site, go on shop. And now we see our first product here. And if we filter for t-shirts, then it will only show our t-shirt and the category image we just entered. So this is pretty cool. I will later on show you how you can make individual category pages, because for now it's just an all-in-one product shop and you have the categories here, but you can also make individual pages where you can then select from the drop-down the t-shirt category. But you don't have to do this. I think this is already sufficient. And now you would go ahead and delete all the dummy products and upload your own products, and then people can click on it. Then they will come to a product page. Here you can see the product description, and this is all standard text and standard buttons. You can't change this because you don't want to create one page per product. Therefore, the product information come from the database, which you just entered in the dashboard, and then this is the master template for a product page, and it will always look the same. And if you add more pictures, for example, you would have a selection of pictures down here, so you can make that pretty, but you can't design individual product pages for every single product. But we can change the master template here later on. But for now, I think this looks already good, and we can then select the size here, and then we see $30, and then we can add this to cart. And this looks already really nice from Wix. So this is animated. Then we can go on view cart. And then we can, for example, enter a promo code. If you would have added this during the creation of the product, then people can enter the promo code here. They can also select multiple items. But since we had just 2 t-shirts in S in the inventory, you can see you can't select more than 2 t-shirts. So this is really nice from Wix, that you can't be overbooked, and it will only sell the products available in your store. Then you can click on checkout, and then people can go to the checkout, but we can see we haven't connected our payment methods yet. Therefore, we need to go to the next step and connect our payment method. And we also need some delivery costs here, because we're not Amazon and we can't ship for free, right? So let's go back to the editor, and now you would go ahead and enter all your products, but we want to continue with the next step, and therefore I click on My Business. Then I can click on Wix Stores, and here you can see we need to define shipping regions, and I can just click on Setup Shipping, and it will bring me to the dashboard again. And now I can see the shipping regions here. I'm currently based in Germany. That's why it will show me Germany here, but I will deselect it and add another region. And for example, I can type in United States with 54 different states, and then I can say, okay, I have a free shipping option, or I have a flat fee. So for example, my standard shipping is, I don't know, $6, and the estimated delivery time is 3 to 4 days. And for example, we can offer free shipping when someone is over, let's say, $150, then they get free shipping from us. But we can also add another shipping option, so you have different options like shipping by weight, shipping by price, or shipping rates by different product categories. So this is really nice, but I think most of you will have a standard fee. But if you sell, for example, protein powder, and it's heavily depending on the weight of the product, then you can have different shipping rates by weight. You can also add local delivery. So if you're like a restaurant, they can add here a local delivery, or people can also pick up the product from your store. But I think for now this is okay. So click Save. And now we can add another region, for example, Canada. And if we are based in the US, maybe shipping to Canada is a little bit more expensive. So $8 is our standard shipping. And the delivery is 4 to 6 days because we're shipping over the border. And also the free shipping is after $200. So, and then I click Save. And now we have already set up the shipping for Canada and the US. And if you ship to the rest of the world, you would have a different shipping region here. And you can also set up the different rates here. So that's really nice. And if you have a fulfillment service, you can also add this. For example, Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. Or if you have a different partner, you can enter them here. There's also a short explainer video, which is quite nice. But for now, I think we're good with the shipping regions. Just play around around with this and set it up for your region. And then Wix will automatically, when someone is from the US, will apply the shipping rates from the US. And it's always based on the IP address. If someone is based in Canada, they will pay more. Yeah, it's actually based on the delivery address, not the IP address. So I can be in the United States, but I want my package to go to Canada and type in my delivery address, then I will pay $8 here. So quite nice that Wix does that automatically for us. And besides shipping delivery fees, we also have taxes. So we can go to taxes here and then we can collect taxes. There's actually a worldwide service for this. It's called Avalara. And this is a company calculating automatically the different taxes, the product taxes you have to pay in different states, for example, in the US or in different countries. So when you're selling to Europe, Germany, for example, has 19% tax on products, but there are a lot of different tax rules, so you can't know it all. Therefore, there's a service called Avalara and you can use this. Or if you're just one location, you can add your location, select the country, for example, the United States. And then you have different states. And then you can, for example, in California, the tax is, I don't know, on products. I actually don't know it. So 10% on service is also 10%, cancellation fees and shipping delivery. So this is quite difficult to know by yourself. So talk to a tax lawyer here and they might know what are the tax rates in different states from America. And you can also have the advanced option and say sales tax and have different taxes applied to your product. In Germany, it's quite nice because we just have one product tax. So if you add Germany here, you can then set up a tax for each state, but we don't need this because it's just for products, it's just 19%. Then I can click save. Services also 19%, cancellation fee also, delivery is also 19%. We keep things simple here. So it will be automatically then add the product tax during the checkout. Then you can also select if the tax should be added at the checkout or if the tax should be included in the product price. So in B2C, so business to customer selling, the tax is already included in the price mostly, but if you are in B2B, so if you're selling business to business, then the tax is mostly added at the end of the checkout. So depending on how you would like to serve your customers here, you can choose this option and you can also add tax groups for different products. But yeah, actually in the US, it's quite tricky with the sales tax because I know that you have different sales tax for every state. And I actually would recommend you then using Avalara to calculate this automatically and you're always up to date. But if you want to do it individually and go with United States, then I would recommend that you get a tax consultant and he or she will help you to set everything up. So yeah, but remember, you have to do this. If you're like a proper business, you need to collect taxes and pay taxes, and people need this on their invoices to see that you are actually collecting taxes. And one last thing, it already gives us a banner here. So we need to connect payment methods so that we will be able to collect payments. Therefore, we click just on add payment method. I will select the United States because this tutorial is in English, and then you can choose your regions. And depending on your region, you have different payment methods. For example, you have credit cards, so Visa, Master, American Express, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. And you also have PayPal. So we can go ahead and start connecting the credit card payment options. Then we need to confirm that we are not selling any illegal products or harming products. No, I do not want to sell this. And then I can accept. And we're actually using Wix payment methods. So these are all the payment methods which are available. You can, for example, add Klarna if you want or Afterpay, but I'm good with these three on top. And then I can click continue. And now it's already connected and we can go ahead and then connect PayPal. So this is pretty cool. The way it works, it's automatically connected and we can now accept payments via Visa, Master, credit cards and Apple and Google Pay. But we need to complete the setup later on. And therefore we need to select if we are an individual or if we are corporate and a company selling something. And then you have to put in your name, your birth date and the address and your business description, what you're selling, and of course your bank account where Wix will pay you the checks. And then you have to accept the Wix payment conditions from Aiden and Stripe, and then you can submit it. But it's really nice that Wix will allow us to do this later. So I want to complete this form later, but you can go ahead and do it now. Just fill it out and submit it. The earlier you will do this, the earlier Wix will pay you if you sell some products. But for now, I skipped this. You will go ahead and do this. I mean, it's a big banner, so you can do this by yourself. And then we also need to connect PayPal. It's a common payment method. A lot of people like to use it. And therefore, we set up our PayPal account. I would recommend you getting a PayPal business account, and then you can enter your email address and you can have the payment option PayPal or Pay Later by PayPal. Then people can select PayPal in the payment section. After that, you will have a proper professional online store with professional payment options. And just to make you aware, every payment option has some payment fees. So for example, with PayPal, it's 2.9% and 30 cents per transaction. So 2.9% of the product price. If you're selling something for $100, they will actually roughly take $3 from you just to manage the payments for you. I think it's quite a lot. Actually, in Europe, it's a little bit cheaper. You can look this up under Wix payment service fees. So in the United States, you have for credit cards, you have 2.9% and 30 cents per transaction. Apple Pay, Google Pay, the same. And PayPal is also more expensive, but it's just set also 2.9%. So just keep in mind that roughly 3% will go to the payment transactor, and you also have 30 cents per transaction, which is less important if you're selling products which are high in value. But if you're selling something for like $5, I mean 30 cents is quite a lot from $5 in terms of percentage. So just to make you aware, these are the payment fees you have to pay. As said, in Europe, it's a little bit less, so it's 1% less. It's not the world, but it's a little bit less. But if you're selling in the United States, you have to face 3%. So yeah, just connect PayPal. Actually, PayPal Business, you kind of have to set up the same, like your address, your ID you have to send in and to confirm your PayPal account, but you can create it from within Wix. And once you have done that, you will see that your credit card and Apple Pay and so is active, and also your PayPal. The payouts are on hold because we need to set the whole thing up. And you can also accept manual payments. So when someone comes to the store, they can pay you there, or they can wire you the money to your bank account. And you also have some more payment options. Down here, you can even have cryptocurrency, like crypto by Bankful. So you can accept Bitcoin and Ethereum in your store. And again, I think that's pretty cool that Wix allows us this. Now we've set this up. And if we go back to our page, here on the live website, and then someone clicks on the t-shirt, selects the size, so medium, and then we go to the view cart, and then we click on checkout. You will see this here, so people can just pay in an express checkout with Google, or they can then type in your customer details, delivery address, and this is basically your proper checkout. And I think it looks pretty awesome because it looks like a proper e-commerce checkout, and people can see everything, and they will see the payments down here. So when you type everything in, then the payment section will open up and you see automatically the Visa, Master and PayPal options, and people can just check out and buy your merch t-shirt from here. And they can also enter a promo code, and you see how much is the item worth, and you also see the delivery, which is now free because I'm based in Germany and we didn't set up anything for rest of world. But if I would be in the United States, let's choose this really quickly. So United States and a different zip code. Then it should update here, but for now it doesn't work because I don't have an address now in the United States. But if I want to deliver inside the United States, it should say $6 here. But it will when you're based in the US. So this is the checkout, and we already have this on our website, like the shop page here, but you can move this up if you want. So if you go to pages and menu, then you can go to side menu, and maybe we want to have the shop section before the About Us page, so directly at the beginning after the services. And now advertising the product on our homepage is also a thing. So when you go to homepage, then we had this with our SEO audit, but we can do the same with the product. So maybe down here, I want to promote my merch t-shirt, and then I can go on designed sections and click on store. And here, if I would have now like 4 different t-shirts, I can use this one. And then I can say, okay, my new arrivals featured product. And then it will automatically put this in. And I can move it a little bit up. It's actually a product section here. Okay, that's fine. And that's also fine. And I can change the background to our green. So it's pre-selected here. And now, or let's choose white. I think it looks better. Yeah. And now I can click on settings. And here I want to just display the category of not all products, just the t-shirts. And now I just have the t-shirt here. And I can also go on layout, general, and stretch to full width. So I just have this product here, but I think no, that doesn't look good. I just wanted to, I can go on settings and then on layout and then on product grid. And I can just say I want one product on the product grid. And now I have the t-shirt in full size on my strip here. And then I can just add a headline. I can go to add elements and then choose a headline, maybe headline 2, and say my new merch t-shirt. And then add this here. And now I successfully added a section with my new merch t-shirt so people can directly order this from my homepage. So this way you can promote like a product or an amount of products like the new arrival shoes in your store on your homepage. So you just add a product section down here. And yeah, one last thing, some e-commerce stores don't have like a shop page which features all the products. So here, down here, you see this is our shop page with all the products, but maybe you want just one page per product category, and therefore you can just add a page. So we go to site and menu and then click add page, and we can go to store, or we just use a blank page, for example. So I just added a new page and I call this t-shirts, click done. And I will make this a sub page of the shop. So this is now a sub page, so it won't be in the menu itself. It will be in the drop down. And then I can go to this page, and here I will just do the same. I will go to store, select the collection strip, and then I can call it t-shirts. And of course, edit the paragraph here. And within here, I will click on manage products. Oh no, that's actually wrong. Manage products is where you enter the products inside the dashboard. I will click on settings, and here I will select the category of t-shirts again, click exit, and now it will update. This usually takes a few seconds. And now we just have the t-shirt here. Of course, this only makes sense if you have more than one t-shirt to have like an individual category page just for t-shirts, but you would go ahead and now enter more than one t-shirt, and then you have your category page individually for just t-shirts. And when someone goes on the site, they would have the option to click on shop, which will bring them to the entire category page of all products, or you can just see here the drop down, just t-shirts, and then you will land on the page just for t-shirts, and they can also check out from here and go to the product page, which is pretty cool. This is how you would add your store to Wix. You see, this was just 30 minutes and I just added the product and I set everything up, the payments, the delivery, and also the taxes. And this is how easy you can sell products via Wix. And I think that's perfect because I haven't seen another system which is that easy to set up. And one last thing I want to show you, it's related. It's not like selling individual products, but it's selling your services. So you can always use Wix to also send out invoices. So this is the next big topic. If you're inside your dashboard, you see here getting paid. So we can click on it and you have various options to get paid. For example, you can request a payment and you can also sell in person, sell on your website as we just saw. And you can also send a payment link. So I will just send you a link of like, let's say $200, and then people can pay me on my website with Visa, MasterCard, or PayPal via the payment link. But you can also send out proposals and invoices. And I want to show you this so badly because it's really cool. You send out the proposal and it will automatically, when the person accepts the proposal, it will automatically turn into an invoice and Wix will send out the invoice for you. So let's create a proposal and we can just type in, for example, SEO service or SEO consultancy, and we can select the customer. For example, I would just, for the purpose of this video, I will just select me, but you can add a new contact. And the cool part is if someone contacts you via the contact form, they will automatically be in your customer base, and then you can select them from down here, and you can always edit the customer later and add delivery address and phone number and so on. But yeah, just select me here, and then we can say when the proposal will expire. Usually it's set to 30 days after we send it out, but you can set this up in the settings later on. And we can add a catalog item or just a custom item. So we say SEO services. And the quantity is just one because it's like a one-off gig. And we say this cost us $1,200. And we can add a text. So you can add a service text. This is currently 0. But if we set this up under settings, it will automatically add the service text here. And add a description. Just type it in, and you can also add more items. So for example, website creation, describe the service, what you will do for them, and website might be a little bit more expensive, $2,000, and also a service text. And then the proposal will say, okay, in total, we will get $3,200 from our client for the service, and the charge one-time payment in 30 days when it's due. And we can also ask for a deposit. So when we start the work, they will already pay us, let's say, 20% of the amount. You can also split this into multiple payments. Again, you see how flexible Wix is. It's quite nice that you can split this. And if you sell higher ticket items, then people can pay you individually on multiple occasions. And here we can enable the automated invoices. So people will, when they accept this, will automatically get the invoice. So I will show you this. Then you can click next. We set everything up here. Then you can choose from a proposal template. I would recommend getting a basic one, but you have a branding design template, an inventory management, e-commerce proposal, but I will just preview this one and I think it's fine. Basic proposal template, okay, it's fine. So I use this template. And now from within Wix, we can send this. So we have the proposal name and prepared for the client name and written by Julian's tutorial. And here's already our email address and everything is on there. So you can give this section also a title if you want. And here you can just enter different names. And the cool part is the person can sign it. So it's already signed by us, Julian's tutorial. But if someone now receives this proposal, they can sign the proposal. So you don't need any service like HelloSign or DocuSign because you already have this within Wix. So this is pretty cool that the person can directly sign this within Wix. And yeah, just make it your own. You have some building blocks here. So text, divider, form, gallery. So you can even add some pictures. If you want to sell the product to someone, you can add a picture or a video of the product, and also tables. So this is very flexible and you have a lot of different options to choose from. And it's just a normal editor where you can add your name, your logo, and so on. But for now, I think this is pretty clear. It works similar to what we've seen with the emails. So I can click on preview. So the name is SEO Consultancy, prepared for Julian Weber, from Julian Weber, because I don't have a second address or name in my contact database here on this dummy site, but I think it's okay. So we can share it. And now it's pretty cool. We can either share the link within our own email, or we can directly send this via email to the address of our contact, which we have saved. So I can click on send proposal, and now it's sent. So now I received the proposal in my Gmail account here, and it says, hey Julian, click below to view and sign the proposal. And then I can click on the button and it will bring me to this page. And here I see the proposal, and the client would now go through. And the best part is they can, for example, contact Julian's tutorials here now via email directly, or they can just go ahead and sign the proposal. So let's click on sign. And now I can go ahead and type in my name, which is also Julian Weber, or can draw a signature. So I can go ahead and try this. So this is quite nice, Julian. So I would have signed the proposal myself and then click sign. Yeah, I will just use this one and click sign. As the client, I would now download the copy of the contract. and now the proposal is signed by both parties, and you can start delivering, and you can see that they need to make a deposit here of $640 in advance. And now the cool part, if we go back, we see the proposal here, and since I have accepted the proposal, I would also should see the invoice directly created in my account. Yeah, now this invoice was directly created and already sent. So if I go back to Gmail, then you can see I already received the invoice here, and I can go ahead and view the invoice. And now people can print the invoice, download the invoice, and pay the invoice directly on my site. Ideally, what I do, I always put in my bank account details so people don't pay me via credit card or via PayPal, because remember, we pay 2.9% for the entire thing. So this will be 90 euros for $3,200. So to avoid that, we want to have them wire us the money to our bank account to avoid these high payment fees. But if you have some services which cost like $200 or something, where the payment fees are less, then you can click on Pay Invoice, and then they can directly pay this on my website here, Julian Tutorials, and they can choose the credit card option, type in their first name, last name, address, and then they can pay the amount which was due. And after we delivered the service, then they can pay the total invoice, which is quite nice. So this is the functionality of sending out proposals and invoices within Wix. And I just wanted to show you this because this is perfect for any agency, like an SMMA agency, like a social media marketing agency. You can directly create your proposals from within Wix, even make it pretty with the templates, and the client can also sign this. So you don't need DocuSign, you don't need HelloSign, and you don't have to care about anything because it will be directly sending out the invoice afterwards, and you can see everything on your phone and even send out invoices from your mobile phone. There's this app called Wix Studio app, and you can manage your whole website and the invoices from within the app on your mobile phone. So I think this is pretty cool. And one thing before we do that, depending on where are you based in the world, you also need terms and conditions. We already had this with our privacy policy, but be aware and please talk to a lawyer, a friend of yours, or Google it or use ChatGPT. You need a proper terms and conditions page, and therefore you just create a page like we did with the privacy policy, a terms and condition page, and then you use generator on the web to create a proper terms and condition page and also a refund policy. Yeah, just Google this, talk to your lawyer. I'm no lawyer, so any information I give you here is just purely technical on how to set up the page, but the legal terms you need to clarify with a proper lawyer and discuss this. But I can just tell you that you need terms and conditions and ideally also a refund policy, because people might want to refund the service, and you would now go ahead and do this. I know there are generators out there, or you can use a lawyer and pay one-time fee and get a proper text from them. So this was the part how you add the most common apps to your website. We saw first the Wix chat app and extended the functionality of our site. Then we added the services, the blog to our website, and at the end the shop to our website. But of course you have more. Just go to the App Market again, and here you have the different categories and all the apps you might need. And yeah, I can highly recommend the apps from Wix because they work perfectly with the service. So for example, Wix Video, Wix Restaurant, Wix Groups, and also a lot of people always ask for forums. So you can also add the Wix member area and the Wix groups where people can interact in your group. For example, if you are a fitness trainer, then you can have like a Wix group on your website where people can meet up online and discuss their progress in their fitness journey or something. And as said, the Wix online program is also nice for selling online courses, and the Wix member area is something like school where you can sell like membership sites so people can sign up and have the membership on your site. I think it's perfect that Wix is not just a website builder, that they offer so many different tools here for companies and individuals to sell their services and product online. And now the website is done, and in the last part we will now discuss different strategies and different channels you can use to promote your website. So you would just go ahead and make everything ready and perfect, also on mobile, upload your products, upload your services, write your first few blog posts, and then we can discuss the next topic on how to promote your website on social media or on SEO on Google and how you can make this better. I hope you liked it so far. This was the second part of the course. Please, again, give it a thumbs up. Ask your questions down in the comment section. I'll make sure I will answer them. And there's also a share button if someone else from your company or from your friend group wants to build their own website. Just send them this course. I think it's a good one to start your journey with your own website. And now let's talk about how you can promote your own website, because this is the most important part. Publishing the website is easy, but getting the word out is the difficult part. And I will help you with that in the next part. So in this part of the video, we want to learn how to get traffic. We have built and published our website in the previous parts, and now we are ready to roll. Everything is online, our team, our services, and people can contact us. But unfortunately, we don't see any traffic lately. So these have been the bots from Google at the beginning, but now no clicks, no sessions, and also no orders here, and no one is booking our service, and we don't make any sales. So that's why I decided to make this chapter in my online course here to explain to you what to do in order to get traffic to your site, because Google won't come to your site, index everything and give you free traffic. You actually have to do something about that. So that's why I prepared this little presentation for you guys. And let's start. There are 3 different kinds of traffic sources. We have offline traffic sources. For example, you have word of mouth. So someone telling someone else about your website. You can do flyers and you can do newspapers, for example, like an article in the newspaper. But the problem with offline traffic sources, they are hard to measure. You won't see them in analytics. Maybe people just type in your domain in the search in Google and then directly come to your site. So, but you should do those, but it's not like digital marketing or online marketing. It's more like classic media marketing. So just print media, stuff like that. And in this presentation, we want to focus on online traffic sources, but I listed it here so no one can say I forgot it. So yeah, offline, it's still a big thing, but it's not classical performance marketing or social media marketing. It's more like the classic way of doing things. And you should do this, but let's keep a focus on these 2 traffic sources. So you have social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, LinkedIn, and so on. These are impression-based medias. So you're basically sitting on the couch on your phone and you're going through social media like your Instagram Reels or TikToks, and you don't really search for anything. So you are open to receive content and consume content. And with search, it's a little different. In Google, you actually search for something. So for example, for a dentist or for a doctor or for a couch in pink. And this is the good part about Google, because people actually tell you what they're looking for, and you can then target them directly based on the search term they type into Google. And you can do this in 2 ways. You can either do this organically or paid media. So you can either have a dedicated landing page in your shop or on your website, or a blog post about pink sofas, maybe something like a comparison site, or you can simply sign up for Google Ads and then simply pay Google dollars for showing your site on the top rankings, and people just click on the ad and then directly get to your product page. So there are 2 different types of traffic sources. So either you can do it organic or paid. And there's a pro tip. I always recommend you to start with organic. So writing a blog post, making a good landing page, or recording a good reel or a good YouTube video. And if the video or the post works organically, then you can just buy traffic from any platform, for Google Ads, from Meta Ads, or even TikTok ads, and then just promote the video. And this is a good tactic of marketers out there, because you test your reel, for example, your video on Instagram organically. So you post like 10 different reels, and maybe 1 or 2 stick out because you did a good job on those. And then you can take these 2 and put it into your campaign on Meta Ads, and then they will perform better than the others because you already tested it on the organic platform, Instagram Reels. So keep that in mind. You can always go paid, but I would actually advise you to start organically. So just make a post on Instagram or on LinkedIn and see what people think about it. Yeah, let's go back to the traffic sources. Maybe we focus a little bit on social media. Keep in mind, when you use social media to get traffic to your website, you will become a content creator. So you either write really good LinkedIn posts or take good pictures for Instagram, or mainly nowadays everything is video and short form content or long form content on YouTube. YouTube. So you should feel comfortable, editing a video, creating a video, or writing some posts. You will be definitely becoming a content creator, and there's a steep learning curve to that because you have to learn a lot of things about audio, about video, and about content and copywriting. Social media is great because you can go viral. You most certainly heard the term. So for example, on Instagram, you create a viral video and then you get traffic really quickly. But on search, for example, in Google, it's limited by the amount of people searching it every month. So that's the main difference between social media and search. Social media can give you a lot of traffic really fast globally, and search is based on the amount of people searching actively for it. So it can be good if you're selling, for example, beds or pillows. A lot of people are searching for it, so you won't have any demand issues. But if you have a very specific service in one city, probably just 100 people are looking for your service. So it's kind of limited by that. So keep that in mind, that search is always kind of limited, and social media, people don't really care what reel comes next. And if your reel is just good and performing well, then you will hit a lot of eyeballs there. And keep in mind, a lot of social media traffic is mobile first. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is mainly mobile first, but you do have some people using YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook or X on desktop. You really have to ask yourself, where's your audience sitting and what type of media or social media are they using? In direct comparison to that, Google and Bing is the smaller search engine. Don't forget, YouTube is also a search engine, and you have other search engines like nowadays ChatGPT and maybe something like Etsy. You can also have a product listing there. Or for example, Amazon is also a search engine. So people also search for a pink sofa on Amazon, in example. And the traffic, as said, depends on the monthly search volume. People are actually typing in the search term into Google, and there's a volume for this every month, and that's kind of the limit you can target. I would recommend you to start search when you are a local business, because a lot of people just look for local business on Google or on Google Maps. So if you have like a, Chinese restaurant or a pizza restaurant, then people will type in pizza restaurant downtown Manhattan, or people will look up Chinese restaurant in Chicago, and then you should be present there. Because the disadvantage is, in example, if you are like a pizza shop in Chicago and you have a very viral Instagram feed, it doesn't really matter because a lot of people in the US see your videos, but actually only a portion of them lives in Chicago. So they won't have the chance to come to your pizza store every other week, right? So they might travel there if your pizza is that good, but it's better. You will be better off if you are number one on Google Maps for Chicago, because everyone in Chicago will type in pizza restaurant. And if your restaurant pops up on the top, then it's very good for you. And a lot of visitors will come to your website, order from your website, or come to your restaurant. And you can do this by a Google My Business listing, or you can have like a dedicated landing page targeting the keyword, or you simply write blog posts for the keyword, or you have different product pages if you're selling products or services and you're really focusing on SEO, search engine optimization here. So get the keyword and make a blog post or a page about the keyword. So these are the three traffic sources you can have: online, offline, and online it's social media or either search. Maybe there are also others, but for example, email isn't really a traffic source because you need an email list, and therefore you need some traffic here first and then they come from email. And direct traffic is always someone typing in your URL, but probably they've seen your domain on social media or on a flyer, so you can't really measure that. Then we have organic and paid. As said, I would always recommend you starting with organic because that can be really expensive. But if you have some degree of knowledge, it's also good to start testing your idea. So if you have a business idea, create a landing page and then just index it with Google with paid media. So you just put some traffic on it and see how the landing page is performing. Are people signing up? Are people buying your product? This is really faster than organic, because organic, it always takes 6 to 12 months until your blog posts get ranked and you build up your domain authority. But for paid media, tomorrow you can have clicks on your website. So this is the big advantage of paid media. But if you are in the game for the long run anyways, I would always recommend you starting with organic. I wrote down a couple of questions to ask yourself. So basically, I'm a big fan of looking at the competition and what the competition is doing. So ask yourself, what is my competition doing and what is working for them? And since they're doing it over and over again, it's probably working. So you should just copy it. Just go on Instagram, look them up or see what they do on Google. Do they have Google Ads, for example, and then just do the same. It will probably work for you as well. Then ask yourself, where does my target audience spend time on? For example, if you are in the B2B market, you probably want to target people on LinkedIn because there people are in the business mode and they want to receive offers for their business. But if you're on Instagram, maybe people are more browsing and it's better for B2C, like product placement. This is actually not true. Instagram is also really good for business. So this was a bad example, but you get the idea. Really ask yourself, where does my target audience spend time on and where do they want to buy my service? Do they buy it on mobile? Do they buy it on desktop? And especially important, are you selling locally or countrywide? Because, for example, if you're like a massage salon in Chicago, then you want to target people locally, and you can do this with SEO really good, like just rank on Google Maps very high, and or Google Ads, for example. If someone types in massage in Chicago, then you want to be up on the first spot. So I would really focus on that. And in this case, social media, like an Instagram profile, is more for building trust. So when people look you up on Google, they should also find an Instagram profile with some nice shots and maybe a video of your location. But you don't want to focus on going viral there because people probably won't fly in from Texas, for example, to Chicago to get a massage from you. Maybe if you're really good, they will come, of course, then you can do this, but then you're probably not listening to me here because you're already a pro in everything. But if you're just starting out, really focus on like local SEO because you will get a lot of more good traffic from this strategy than just trying to post on every social media channel and making YouTube videos and so on and so on. Then another question is, how many people search for my offer? So if they don't search for it, you can't target Google Ads. So if you have a very new product and no one is looking it up, then you're just done with Google because there won't be anyone typing that in. And what's my price point? So can you reach them individually or in bulk? So when you're selling something cheap, like a product under $100, then you need to automate things. So you need some campaigns running on meta ads, or you need some videos which really go viral on Instagram. But if you have something like a high ticket, you can actually go ahead on LinkedIn and look your ideal customer up, like an HR manager. Then you can write them, hey, I have a software here really good for HR. Should we jump on a call and I will demonstrate you the software? Because then it makes sense because they will pay, I don't know, $3,000 for the software every year. So you can really spend some time in person trying to reach the person. Yeah, if you have like a very cheap product price, then you need to, of course, automate things with blog posts, with videos, with ads, because you can't really talk to every customer who buys, I don't know, a t-shirt from your website for like $20, right? So your time would be wasted there and you won't get this profitable. So these are the main questions you should ask yourself. And I did a little summary. I think there are like 3 different main types of people watching this online course. So you are a local business, or you're just a global business, or you have an online store. And I wrote this down here. Maybe I can zoom in and you can also stop the video and read it, but I will go over this really briefly. So when you're a local business, you should set up a Google My Business account first, because this is important so people can find you. And the biggest hack of all is you should treat your Google My Business account like a social media profile. A lot of people don't do this, but if you're, for example, a dentist, upload videos and images every other week there, because Google will notice that. And if you keep your rating, for example, ask for ratings from your customers every day, and if you get a lot of ratings, if you upload a lot of pictures and you're just active on your Google My Business account, then Google will cherish that and will like that and will show you on the first or second spot of the listing, because Google is just likes when you interact with the people on your Google My Business account. Next, I would optimize your website, what we did with local keywords. So just create pages for the people looking up your service. So dedicated pages for example, a Thai massage, a different massage. I don't know what kind of massages are, like the standard massage, a premium massage. So whatever people are looking up in the massage niche, just find the keywords in your niche and then make an offer page for every major keyword and try to rank your service there, and always make it local. So for example, Thai massage Chicago and maybe Chicago downtown, because people are looking this up and they want to try to find a Thai massage salon in Chicago downtown. I don't know how I come up with the Thai massage, but yeah, you get the idea. Just find the keywords for your service and make them locally by putting your town and district or area behind it. And of course, when you're a local business, you should also go all in offline marketing. So distribute flyers. Maybe you get featured in the local newspaper, or for example, their Instagram account, or there are always these Instagram theme accounts of a city. And when you open up a new restaurant, just try that they feature you there and link up your website, or just hand out business cards in your area so people get to know you fast. And always ask for recommendations from your existing customers. That really helps. Like word of mouth is really a marketing channel. You can't control it, but when it happens, it can be very, very good for your business. And only then start using Instagram to build some trust. So because when people look you up and they find you on Instagram, this is social proof and people will like to see that. And finally, when you're in business and you have some extra money to spend, then try Google Ads to rank higher in Google, and then Meta Ads to also promote your business on social media, but just in your area, not like countrywide, but just in your town. And if you're a business, you should consider SEO if people are searching your offer or product. And then you have to ask yourself, are you a B2B or B2C? And if you're B2B, I would really get into LinkedIn and try out reaching to your ideal customer on LinkedIn. And if you're B2C, you should try out Meta Ads or Google Ads, because you're a business and you have money to spend, and then you should do that at scale. But first, as I said, master the platform organically and then try to rank these Reels and SEO posts with also the ads platform of Meta or Google. And if you are an online store, I would do the same. I would just create fantastic Reels, post them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And those which go a little bit viral, then take them and advertise them via the platform, for example, Meta Ads. And also, if people are searching for your product, then you should start writing blog posts and upgrade your product pages with SEO, and then people might find it via Google or Google Ads. So this is the recommendation how I would start either one of these businesses. And if you want to continue learning more about this, there's always this guy, Alex Hormozi. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's really great in marketing and advertising. So there's a video. I can also link you this down in the description, but he's basically ranking the different social media channels for him. And I kind of agree, because YouTube is just great because it's impression based and it's search based. People on Instagram have a lot of trust. Twitter is good for business. LinkedIn is good for business. Facebook, a lot of older people are hanging out there. So if your target audience is a little older, then Facebook is really good because a lot of people just have their Facebook account there. And he ranks TikTok at the very bottom. I do have to agree with that, because TikTok, it's so fast, so people don't really click away from the platform. You can't really base a link there to your website organically. You always have to pay for it. I mean, there's this link in bio, but this kind of sucks. So yeah, I would 100% agree. I really like YouTube since I'm doing it, and Instagram is also great. A lot of people like and trust the people who hang out on Instagram. And yeah, TikTok, maybe in a few years, they will make it work in the Western world since it's a Chinese company. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, here is also some tips. If you have Google, a product or service that people are actively searching for and the competition is fair, then you can use Google. Always make sure that your competition is fair, because if it's a very competitive market, it can be hard to get into it as a beginner organically, but maybe you can also just pay for the traffic. And Instagram and YouTube, you can use this if you prefer social media and start organically and build some trust, and then you can also promote your video with paid ads. And as said, always look at your competitors, what they are doing. It's really important to just copy what is working, because otherwise you will spend all your marketing dollars testing out different traffic channels, and when you could just copied someone and just take the one which is working for everyone else. And my pro tip, just pick one channel and master it, because you can reach people on any channel. People hang out on Twitter, people hang out on YouTube or Instagram, but it depends how good you are on the channel. So for example, me, I'm on YouTube. I need to make good videos, because otherwise people just won't watch it and they won't rank. Same with Reels. If you do a really good Reel, it will go viral. If you do a really bad Reel, you're basically stuck with it. And if you decide to do everything at once, you just just not good at anything, and you probably won't rank on any social media platform. So that's my pro tip. Get a channel which is common in your niche and for your business, and then pick it and then try to get traffic from it. This is really important, so your energy is not wasted among a lot of channels and you're really focusing in on one specific channel. So this was all. Thank you a lot for listening to this online course. I hope you liked it. Maybe it was a little too long, but hopefully you have your website ready and now you know your next steps, how to proceed. If you haven't done it already, just give it a thumbs up at the bottom of this video. Leave your comment if you liked it. If you have any following up questions, I'll make sure I'll answer it. And feel free to share it with anyone who needs a website in the near future. Make sure they use also the link. And yeah, we see us in the next video. Thank you for listening and goodbye.